Radio, Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network. They team up every morning to honor America with a playing of our national anthem. Our phone number to call in this morning, 238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. And we'd love to have you right here on the radio, on the Joe Show. That's 238-WHIR. Let's do a little birthday party celebrating today on this April the 11th. Happy birthday to these people. If I can get the right button pushed. Here we go. That's what we want to hear.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
All right, birthdays look like this. Ophelia Middleton having her birthday. So is Bill Poliniak, Matt Carter, and Miles Kingsley. The four names we have down on the birthday list this morning.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
238-WHIR. It's a Thursday. It's April the 11th. That's 041124 on your calendar. It is a classic Thursday morning we have lined up for you. Starts off this morning, 7:20. Danville Lady Admiral softball coach Whitney Kruger will join the show. We'll see what's going on with our Lady Admirals. We do have a game scheduled to do Danville softball tomorrow. With them hosting DCA, Danville Christian Academy, though we'll see how the rain plays in. We've already had two games postponed this week, one Tuesday night, one last night, and the weather tonight's not looking good either. So who knows what we'll have tomorrow. I have no idea how the weather's going to hold. So we'll talk with her at 7:20 this morning. 7:40, County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. And we'll have on the show this morning, it is Alexis who calls in on this Thursday morning from the Boyle County Extension Office. She'll be on here at 7:40. Mimi Becker, 7:50. Danville Boyle County Arts Commission is on the show. And we'll see what Mimi's got going on this morning. That'll be at 7:50. In the 8 o'clock hour this morning here on the show, 8:20, Randyisms. The thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's thoughts on here at 8:20 in the morning. We'll see what's going on with Randy and his thoughts this morning. And in the 9 o'clock hour here on the show, we have Valerie McMahon coming on here from Farmers National Bank. This month is Financial Literacy Month and Shred Day. April the 11th, Financial Literacy Month and Shred Day. What does that mean? We'll talk with her in the 9 o'clock hour, some of the things that we can do to make sure that we're being as smart as we can with our finances and our money. And Valerie McMahon will join us this morning here on the Joe Show in the 9 o'clock hour. That's how the show runs down this morning. We'd love to have you part of it. Phone number to call in, 238-9447, 238-WHIR to be a part of the Joe Show. It's already 6:20. 20 minutes in, we got sports coming your way. We'll see what's gone on this date in country music history as well. It's all coming up next. An NBA superstar out for the regular season. Ohtani's interpreter negotiates a guilty plea and a contract extension for Jrue Holiday. Those are the headlines on this Thursday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Thursday morning sports. Starting off in the NBA, where Giannis Antetokounmpo exited Tuesday night's game against the Celtics with a strain of the left soleus muscle, one of the two muscles that make up the calf and the lower leg. It was a scary-looking injury for the 29-year-old as he fell to the court suddenly and without contact with just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Antetokounmpo couldn't get up immediately without assistance, and once to his feet, appeared unsteady, but he eventually walked off the court unassisted. An MRI confirmed the diagnosis of the left soleus calf strain. He will miss the remaining 3 games of the regular season and receive daily treatment for his evaluation. Teammate Damian Lillard, who suffered the same injury in his right calf last season, said after the game it is a very painful injury to suffer. The ex-Shohei Ohtani interpreter, the former translator who stands accused of stealing millions of dollars from the baseball superstar, Ipei Mizuhara, is negotiating a guilty plea with federal investigators, according to the New York Times report. Mizuhara, who's 39, acknowledged he had a gambling addiction last month in an interview with ESPN and a post-game meeting with the LA Dodgers during their season opening series in South Korea. He was fired after attorneys for Ohtani claimed the slugger was victimized by Mizuhara, who used Ohtani's account announced to pay off $4.5 million in debts to an alleged bookmaker. Michael Friedman, an L.A.-based attorney and former federal prosecutor, confirmed to USA Today that he is representing Mizuhara. He refused to comment on whether Mizuhara is negotiating a plea deal with federal officials. And back to the NBA, where the Boston Celtics have agreed to a 4-year, $135 million extension with the Boston Celtics and Jrue Holiday. Holiday came to Boston in this past offseason, joining the Celtics as a part of a trade that sent Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams III, a 2024 first-round pick, and a 2029 unprotected first-round pick to the Portland Trailblazers. Those are the headlines on this Thursday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Would you like to receive a free gift? Refer a friend or family member to Farmers National Bank and receive your free gift. It's simple. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com. And when your friend opens a Farmers National Bank checking account, you receive a free gift. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You need a stopper at the new Papa's Quick Stop for some knickknacks, gas and snacks, breakfast, lunch, and fried chicken with a bone. Papa's Quick Stop has a loyalty program, fast way to earn on every purchase you make. A swipe of your card is all it takes. Come see what they've done to the new place at Papa's Quick Stop. Come try their great breakfast, lunch specials, and save on all your gas, snacks, beer, and much, much more. Hey, Papa, can you stop by at the Quick Stop in Danville, across from the fairgrounds? Now offering the full Candleberry collection. Candleberry at Papa.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA is always on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. That's ADA Heating and Air. Rain showers, thunderstorms are likely today. A high of 70. A low tonight of 47. They are moving through the area right now, giving us another really good soaking. Rain finally gets out of here tomorrow. You get partly sunny skies, a high of 60. Saturday, sunny and 71. Sunday, 77 with sunshine. But you do, again, see that little bit of a drop in temperature on Friday from tomorrow, I guess, from what we get on the low tonight. Right now, 6:24 in the morning, 59 degrees as you're waking up and getting this morning started. Phone number to call in, 238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. I said we had this date in country music history coming up, but quite frankly, I'm not sure we're going to have enough time. Let's see what we do with our birthday list, first of all. Those famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day today. Let's cue up the music for them and celebrate birthdays on this Thursday, April the 11th. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to these celebrities. Starting off on this date, 84 years ago, where actress Louise Lasser was born. She was in the movies Bananas, St. Elsewhere, Awakening, Sing, and the TV show Mary Hartman. 84 years old today for Louise Lasser, turning 84 years old.
Why the door's locked? What do you mean the door's locked? Well, because this is an institution. Oh, no, but listen, I need to get out of here. I mean, I have to get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I mean, I have my husband, I have my daughter.
Mary, you can't get out this way.
That's Louise Lasser, 84 years old today. Other birthday, celebrating TV personality Jeremy Clarkson is 64. He hosted Top Gear for years until getting sacked in 2015 because he got into a fight with one of the show's producers. Jeremy Clarkson, 64 years old today. The late fashion designer Oleg Cassini became particularly well known for a design for Jacqueline Kennedy while she was the First Lady of the U.S. The Jackie look was to become highly influential and much admired, and this is the guy who was behind that, Oleg Cassini, born on this date, 1913. And Kennedy family matriarch Ethel Kennedy, 96 years old today, the widow of RFK, was at his side when he was assassinated in 1968, and the mother of 11 children. She never remarried after that. She is 96 years old today. Birthdays, anniversaries, all day long, right here on The Joe Show on WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports.
On this day in country music.
Maybe we'll have time. Let's see. Well, it's on this date, April the 11th, country music history, back in 1953, where Hank Williams was at number 1 on the country charts with a song called Your Cheatin' Heart. It was on this date, country music history, 1964. Greenville, Mississippi is the place. Steve Azar is the person, country music singer-songwriter who had a big-time hit in 2002. And it was on this date, country music history, 1977. Waylon Jennings released the song Lukenbach, Texas. Back to the Basics of Love became his 5th U.S. number 1 hit later on. And that's what's gone on this date, April the 11th, in the history of country music. All right, starting off on this date, 1953, Hank Williams was at number 1 on the country charts with this one.
Your cheating heart will make you.
Oh, as honky tonk as it gets in one of the all-time great classic country songs. The story goes that Williams was prompted to write this song when thinking about his first wife, Audrey Williams, while he was driving around with his second wife, Billie Jean Jones, who she supposedly wrote the lyrics down for him while she sat in the passenger seat. So they're driving around, he's just like coming up with stuff. His wife is writing down stuff. The song was recorded during his last ever recording session, September the 23rd, 1952, and was released in 1953, shortly after he died. Hank Williams on this date, 1953, at number 1 with Your Cheatin' Heart.
The way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1964, Greenville, Mississippi, where Steve Azar was born.
I got me a brand new car.
This song went number 2 on the country charts. Could not get to number 1, but did go number 2 back in 2002. I Don't Have to Be Me Till Monday, which was the leadoff single from his second album called Waitin' on Joe. Steve Azar, this day, 1964.
Where I work, told a little white lie. No, my back don't really hurt, but that's my alibi. My temporary ticket to anywhere but there. Call it an early weekend, call it going off the deep.
And real quickly, it was on this day, 1977, Waylon Jennings released this single.
The only two things in life that make it worth living is guitars that tune good and
Lukenbach, Texas became his 5th number 1. Waylon later would write in his autobiography that he didn't like the song. He said, quote, I knew it was a hit, even though I didn't like it, and still don't. And that's what's gone on this date, April the 11th, in country music history. It's 6:30. Here's news.
Let's go to
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A line of storms is moving in today, which could bring severe weather to parts of Kentucky. A flood warning remains in effect amongst the Ohio River. Strong and straight-line winds are possible, as well as hail and the risk of an isolated tornado. Rain is expected throughout the course of the day across the Commonwealth. More time has been added to the sentence of Jamarcus Glover, Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend.
Glover was sentenced to 7 years in prison for violating his probation by not showing up for court appearances on charges connected to a drug trafficking ring. He was the focus of the 2020 drug raid that resulted in the death of Breonna Taylor. Glover appeared in Jefferson County Circuit Court for the last of the cases against him that were scheduled for revocation hearings, where the judge added an additional year to his sentence. Glover still has a number of additional charges in other criminal cases.
Haley Hansen reporting. Police are needing help finding a missing teen. Elijah Bowman was last seen Monday morning at Imperial Mobile Home Park in Franklin County. Bowman is a 16-year-old male, 5'7", weighing 165 pounds, with short blonde hair, a goatee, and blue eyes. The teen is known to frequent Hickory Hills, Clay Villa, in downtown Frankfort. Anyone with information is asked to call local police. A father is grateful for the organ donor who responded to his post on Facebook. WKYT reports Chase Cooper had stage 4 renal cancer and was in need of a kidney. Hannah Durbin saw the post and started the process to become a donor. Durbin was a match for Cooper. Chase received a kidney from Hannah in February. April is National Donate Life Month. You can become a donor by joining the National Donate Life Registry. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, this is Karen, and at ADA Heating and Air, we offer free estimates on replacements. We install American Standard heating and air conditioning equipment. Our employees do not work on commission, so you don't pay for unnecessary repairs. We offer the best pricing around. On average, we can save you 15%. We offer same or next day service. Financing is available on our website at adaheatingandair.com. Call ADA today for all your HVAC needs at 859-519-6382. ADA is on the way.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Jeeps cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall during the Jeep Celebration event. Lease a new 24 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XE for only $389 per month for 39 months. $97.32 plus first payment, taxes and fees due at signing. 7,500 miles per year. Stock C24060. Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
And paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention, if you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems and all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-507-0466 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-507-0466 or visit americafirsttaxgroup.com/Bongino. That's 800-507-0466 or americafirsttaxgroup.com/Bongino. Again, 800-507-0466 or americafirsttaxgroup.com/Bongino.
This is Randy Andy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It was brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or a decal fast. See the new owners and operators of the Little Sign Shop in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. They can do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. Rain showers are likely today and thunderstorms as well. You heard bottom hour news. Some of those could be severe. High today, 71. Low tonight of 47. Cooling us down for our Friday, where you get sunshine and a high of 60. Saturday, 71. Sunday, 77. Right now, 6:37 in the morning. 60 degrees right here in Danville. Larry Vought's got us for Vought's Views. What's up with you, Larry?
Vought's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Georgia transfer Brock Vandegrift was part of 2 national championship teams at Georgia before deciding to transfer to Kentucky, where he's expected to be UK's starting quarterback next season. He's made believers of coaches and teammates during spring practice. However, during COVID, when everything was on hold and everyone was locked down a few years ago, Vandegrift was looking for ways to stay competitive and found it competing in the Vandegrift Family Olympics with his sisters. Now, his sisters are athletic, and I mean really athletic. Hannah is a volleyball player at Eastern Kentucky University, and Audrey, a high school senior, is an Alabama State high school sprint champion and Alabama softball signee. The UK quarterback's mother and father, both college athletes, also participated in volleyball, bocce ball, cornhole, BB gun target shooting, wiffle ball, and various basketball shooting games in the Vandegrift Family Olympics.
Vought's Views will return in a moment.
Now's the time to plan your summer vacation. Why not head west? That's Western Kentucky. You'll find Western Kentucky's best lake, Lake Barkley, the best outdoor recreation area around, with land between the lakes, the friendliest people, amazing food, and we're not that far away. And we're definitely worth the drive. KDIZ Trigg County Tourism encourages you to visit our neck of the woods. We can't wait to see you. Find out more at GoKDIZ.com.
Brock Vandegrift said his family was trapped in the house during COVID and needed something to do. The competition in the Family Olympics was real, since no one ever let a family member win at anything. He said his sister Anna won the competition by having her shot more centered in the bullseye on the BB gun target shoot than his shot was. He also admits that his younger sister Audrey really is the best athlete in the family and takes partial credit for that because he never took it easy on her growing up and never will.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Vaught, Vought's Views, Mondays through Fridays here on The Joe Show at this time, Thursday, April the 11th this morning. I talked about this story yesterday. It's a funny story. A guy at a museum, I think it was in Germany, and he just like works as like a, I don't know, like a janitor or something there, or like a handyman type guy there at the museum. But he's also a painter. And so he went into the modern art section of the museum and hung up his own painting in there, right next to an Andy Warhol painting. It didn't take the museum long to find out what had happened, and they took the painting down after the day was over. They didn't wait and do it then. They waited until after the day was over to do it. Well, this museum worker who recently hung up his own painting hoping for a big break, he got fired instead, but it's led him to open up his new museum. Check it out, the Museum of Fred.
Tired of those boring, snooty museums filled with paintings that don't speak to you? Then come to the Museum of Fred. Hi, I'm Fred, and at the Museum of Fred, you can feast your eyes on all sorts of paintings that have poured out of my soul. Like this one. I call it Naked Neighbor Who Doesn't Close Her Drapes. Lovely, right? Or how about this painting? It's called My Fat Ex-Wife. It's a painting of my ex-wife from memory. Look how fat. Oh, hey, one of my Museum of Fred patrons. Are you enjoying the art?
Kinda. What's this, painting of a frowny face?
I call this one Me After Writing Another Alimony Check.
Kinda sad.
Oh, great. Now you sound like my ex-wife. Maybe I should paint you, huh? What you think of that?
Yikes.
The Museum of Fred. Come check out my paintings today.
There you go, the Museum of Fred. Check out his paintings today at the Museum of Fred. Let's see what's going on this morning's world of absolute good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are. I'm right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go to the same for somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up on the piano. It's a little Floyd Kramer action for you on this Thursday morning. All right, here we go. Story number one coming from Atlanta, where American Idol host Ryan Seacrest recently made a surprise visit to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Eagleston Hospital, where he answered questions, played games, and took photos with the kids. He has a special connection with the hospital, as his foundation establishes broadcast media centers in different children's hospitals. There's one in Cincinnati as well. It's like a radio station inside the hospital. It enables patients to explore various media and meet celebrities. In a statement, the Atlanta native praised the hospital staff and said visiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta feels like coming home. Awesome stuff. Story number two coming from Nebraska, where Brent Edgington from Fremont, Nebraska, won $1 million in the Mega Millions lottery after buying tickets on a whim while purchasing a salad at a supermarket. He matched 5 numbers in that March 22nd drawing and only learned about his win when he checked his ticket a week later. He had no idea. He put the ticket away. Oh, yeah, I guess I better check this. Turns out he won $1 million. Despite rarely playing the lottery due to money being tight as a single parent, this time it paid off. He may not have to worry about his budget for a bit after this. And story number 3 coming from Los Angeles, where 2 families were brought together by a unique organ swap, offering hope to both families and creating a blueprint that can save other people in need of a transplant. The exchange involved Kathy Rocha donating her liver to Jocelyn Casillas, while Jocelyn's brother, Saul Casillas, donated his kidney to Jamie Rocha, Kathy's brother. So a Rocha donates to a Casillas, and a Casillas donates to a Rocha. The innovative medical procedure, only the second of its kind in the world, not only granted the patients a new lease on life, also inspired everyone involved to become advocates for organ donation. I can imagine. That's an awesome story in Los Angeles, where a rare organ donor swap happens thanks to a 4-way match from siblings. A single dad wins $1 million after stopping for a salad, and Ryan Seacrest makes a surprise visit to a kids' hospital in Atlanta. And that's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good. All right, coming up, we've got Silliness at Sunrise, the best jokes from late night television. We have PRN's Garage Pass as well. And, we'll wrap the 6 o'clock in the morning hour up that way, I guess. Got a lot to do over the next 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere on the Joe Show. 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Keep working hard at it, keep scratching. Hopefully have one go our way at some point.
Yeah, 6,000 is a pretty incredible number. I don't know of any other team owner in the world that has those kind of numbers.
There's not very many things in life that compare to the doctor being like, oh, by the way, there's 2.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get ready to roar and experience the thrill of NASCAR at Dover Motor Speedway, April 26 to 28. NASCAR's best drivers, NASCAR's best fan zone, and the best tailgating around. Get your tickets now and be there at Dover Motor Speedway, April 26 to 28. Visit DoverMotorspeedway.com.
Well, things are looking up for Chase Elliott. He's been top 10 in 3 of the last 4 races, including his 3rd place run at Martinsville, which is why he believes his team is headed in the right direction.
I think so. You know, we'll see as the weeks continue to click off. But I feel like it's been better, and you know, certainly having a shot to win a race there in the last restart's a positive for us. So just, you know, keep working hard at it, keep scratching and calling, and hopefully have one go our way at some point.
Unfortunately, Elliott's losing drought has now reached 49 races and 42 starts. Speaking of Martinsville, NASCAR on Fox had nearly 2.2 million people tuning in. That was almost identical to a year ago. Now, Sunday, Stewart-Haas Racing had 2 of their 4 drivers, Ryan Preece and Chase Briscoe, come home top 10. I asked Preece if that was the kind of performance that could help the entire organization get turned around.
Absolutely. We're not in the early 2000s, late 2000s when these guys are testing all the time. You're hitting on stuff. And yes, this car did equal things out because it is different. But no, it's still frustrating for new drivers to develop feels and find the package they need.
Martinsville also meant when you count up all the different series Roger Penske has had his teams compete in, his race machines have now made 6,000 starts.
Yeah, 6,000 is a pretty incredible number when you think of it.
One of the captain's NASCAR drivers, Austin Cindric.
Obviously, to couple that with the success as well. It's not just consistency, but also consistent performance. So, very proud to be part of that.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You've probably heard Chase Briscoe's wife, Marissa, is pregnant again. But last week, they both got the surprise of their lives when the baby doc told them they're having twins.
There's not very many things in life that compare to the doctor being like, oh, by the way, there's 2. When you hear it, it just hits different than a lot of other things in life. I'm like super excited, truthfully. I am scared at the same time, but I'd made up in my mind like I was ready for the adjustment from 1 to 2, but jumping from 1 straight to 3 is definitely going to be a lot.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, presented by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
So your clothes dryer won't start, and your refrigerator is making that funny noise again. Before you call for service, make sure you don't have a blown fuse or tripped circuit breaker, and make sure your appliance is plugged in. If those home remedies don't work, call a repairman. It's best to leave major appliance repairs to professionals who are trained to work with the high voltages that your appliances require. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Your next career change is waiting for you at the huge Regional Job Fair this Thursday, April 11th in Danville at the showroom as the Danville-Boyle County Development Corporation, Danville-Boyle County Chamber, along with the Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County Chambers, Lebanon-Marion County Career Career Center and the Danville Career Center are all teaming up for a huge regional job fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom, 2405 Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies, businesses, and organizations are in need of employees in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, banking, fiscal court, correctional officers, food industry, grocery, county and state employers, trade and skilled occupational opportunities, and many more career choices will be available. Z105 will be broadcasting live, feeding you for free 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products. Don't miss this huge regional job fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 at the showroom in Danville, 2405 Lebanon Road. This day could change your life.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right then, Jack, brought to you by O'Charlie's. Their Sunday brunch is coming back. Starting Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. Enjoy a special menu including French toast, biscuits and gravy, steak and scrambled eggs, bacon, egg, and cheese quesadillas, and $5 mimosas. O'Charlie's in the Danville Manor Shopping Center. Showers, possibly a thunderstorm today. A high today, 71. A low tonight of 46. Tomorrow, you get partly sunny skies, a high of 58. Saturday, sunny and 70. Sunday, sunny and 76. For Monday, mostly sunny, a high near 80. It's our first baseball practice of the year for the junior coach pitch Grasshoppers. A minor league team names this year, or the Grasshoppers. So we got our first practice Monday. Right now it is 59 degrees, Thursday, April the 11th. That's 041124 on your calendar this morning. We'd love to have you on the show. 238-9447, 238-WHIR. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's everyone's sixth favorite segment of the show. It's the Dad Joke of the Day. Here we go.
Dad Joke of the Day.
All right, your Dad Joke of the Day today. How does a penguin build its house? How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. Okay. The Dad Joke of the Day, waking you up with a moan and a groan. Every morning around 6:50 on the Joe Show, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Rick D's, the Planet of the Apps, coming up here in just a second.
Welcome to the Planet of the Apps. All right, listen, if you've ever wondered what radio sounds like around the world, you know, what hit music do they play in Italy and Cambodia? Well, here you go. Radio Garden. Radio Garden is a live streaming radio app. It live streams more than 25,000 radio stations around the world, and you can use the app's built-in search. You look for radio stations by entering cities, countries, or whatever. You can take the adventurous route. You can swipe to turn the globe and simply tap any green dot and listen to the radio there. I love it because guess what? That's what my life has been. It's called Radio Garden, Garden, Radio Garden. It's free. Try it, see what you think. Listen to radio and music around the world. It's Rick Dees in this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
There you go, Ricky D's, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays, and the Joe Show at this time leads us into the Country Comic Spotlight this morning, where Claiborne Cox is in the spotlight. Now, he's got a really interesting, persona that he's putting off here. It's almost like he talks, there's like no energy, but there's energy at the same time, like talks slowly on purpose, but it's a way to draw out laughs. So see if you can figure this energy out here. Claiborne Cox in the Country Comic Spotlight. Does have some funny jokes. Talks about growing up in Alabama. Here's Claiborne Cox this morning making you laugh with the Country Comic Spotlight.
My mom went a shopping spree from a grocery store, and they said she had 2 minutes to run around and grab everything she could for free. She went straight for the cash register. I told her to go for the butter. In this economy in Alabama, we cannot afford name brand butter. We cannot even afford regular generic butter. We have to buy generic butter. It's called I can't believe I can't afford it. I can't believe it's not butter. I'm just trying to communicate with you Utah people. I don't... Sometimes I buy generic hand sanitizer. It's called soapy water. I don't know about germs, but it kills 99.9% of dirt. Our yard's all dirt back in Alabama. We cannot afford grass or sod. My mama told me that old saying, the grass is always on the other side.
Claiborne Cox in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in the Planet of the Apps. And the dad joke of the day as well. The best jokes from late night television last night. Jimmy Fallon joking about this. I saw video of this. Donald Trump went into a Chick-fil-A, I think it was in Atlanta, and ordered like 30 milkshakes. And then I couldn't make out what else he said, but I heard him say 30 milkshakes. And Jimmy Fallon joking about his unusual Chick-fil-A order last night on NBC's Tonight Show. Here it is.
Well, get this. Today, former President Trump held a fundraiser in Atlanta, and on his way to the event, he stopped at a local Chick-fil-A. Take a look at this.
So can I have 30 milkshakes? And also some chicken?
After Trump placed the order, the cashier said, we're going to need to see the money first. We heard some things.
Jimmy also joking about President Biden hosting the Japanese Prime Minister recently.
Some news from Washington tonight at the White House. President Biden hosted Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida for a state dinner. The Japanese Prime Minister was like, is it an American thing to eat dinner at 4:30? Or okay. And then we watched Jeopardy? Okay, good.
Speaking of President Biden, Seth Meyers joking about President Biden being asked about what his legacy is. President Biden asked, what is your legacy, President Biden? And Seth Meyers joking about that.
When asked in a new interview how he would like to be remembered, President Biden said, quote, I hope my legacy is that I was honest, straightforward, and did what I said. In that case, I would say, don't fall off any more bikes.
Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Claiborne Cox, Rick Dees, and the dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays here on the Joe Show around 6:50 right here on WHIR Danville. We're about a minute away from our top hour news in the 7 o'clock hour. We talk Danville softball with Whitney Kruger, the County Agents Corner at 7:40, and Mimi Becker at 7:50 right here on WHIR.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Arizona Republicans are halting efforts by state Democrats to throw out a controversial law banning almost all abortions in the state.
I move that we recess to the sound of the bell immediately.
You've heard the secondary motion. I heard a second. All in favor of that motion, vote aye. All opposed, vote no. Ayes have it, so ordered.
Shame on you!
In the State House Wednesday, Republican Representative Matt Gress joined Democrats in trying to bring a bill forward to stop the ban, with a motion in the Senate also denied. The Arizona Supreme Court is upholding the abortion ban, which dates back to 1864 and bans all abortions except for risk to the mother. Tornadoes tore through Louisiana and Texas Wednesday. One ripped off roofs and took down power lines in Lake Charles, Louisiana, while one in Port Arthur, Texas, damaged homes. The Lake Charles twister was on the ground for a mile, while the one in Texas carved a 2-mile path of destruction. Other reports of tornado damage came in from Slidell, Louisiana, and Katy, Texas. President Biden is considering whether he has the power to shut down the U.S.-Mexico border. During an interview with Univision, Biden said it's unclear whether he has that authority.
There's no guarantee that I have that power all by myself without legislation.
This comes after a bipartisan deal that gave him the authority stalled in Congress. Biden suggested his administration is weighing an executive order to do so, but the president added he's not giving up on the border deal and is continuing to call on Congress to pass a legislation he said would slow the surge of migrants. Weather is delaying this morning's start of the Masters. The Augusta National Golf Club says the first round will not begin until at least 9 a.m. Eastern. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Celebrate the big horse race at the Paristown Derby Day Garden Party, presented by Woodford Reserve at Paristown on Saturday, May 4th. Wager and watch the races. Enjoy live music, cocktails, food, and more. VIP and general admission ticket options available. VIP tickets include boxed lunch, complimentary drinks, and private spaces. Tickets on sale now at Paristown.com. Don't miss Paristown's Derby Party for the people.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Boeing is facing new allegations its planes have structural problems. Lisa Banks, an attorney for a Boeing whistleblower, says he claims the company's 787 Dreamliner isn't safe to fly.
He is alleging that Boeing knowingly took a series of manufacturing shortcuts in the construction of the 787.
Boeing engineer Sam Sailport told the New York Times these shortcuts caused parts of a fuselage to be improperly put together, which could result in the plane falling apart after years of use. These allegations follow an incident in January when a door plug fell off a Boeing plane mid-flight. One of Sailport's lawyers says he was transferred to a different project after raising concerns and soon found problems with that one as well. Boeing denies these allegations. For the third day in a row, a New York appeals court has refused to delay Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. Andrew Whitman reports.
On Wednesday, a state Supreme Court associate justice took less than an hour to issue her rejection of what was at least the 11th Trump delay request in the case. Trump has pleaded not guilty to making disguised hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels from his company just before the 2016 election amid rumors of an affair between the two. Jury selection remains set for Monday in Manhattan in what would be the first ever criminal prosecution of a former president.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are introducing bills in Congress that would address rising anti-Semitism in the U.S. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Democrat Jackie Rosen of Nevada and Republican James Lankford of Oklahoma are sponsoring the Senate's Countering Anti-Semitism Act, while Democrat Kathy Manning of North Carolina and Republican Chris Smith of New Jersey are co-sponsoring a House version of the bill. Rosen, who's Jewish, said in a statement that anti-Semitism has been dramatically rising in the U.S. in the last several years.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Did you know a typical adult has about 100,000 miles of blood vessels throughout their body? Fortunately, you don't have to go that far to get world-class heart and vascular care. With specialists in diagnosing and treating cardiovascular disease right here in Danville at CHI St. Joseph Health. Whether you're in need of heart attack care or minimally invasive treatments for vascular diseases, you can get the state-of-the-art heart and vascular care you need close to home. To schedule an appointment, call 859-313-2968.
Good morning to you. It's Thursday. It's the 11th day of April. Another rainy, messy, nasty day. Got a forecast coming up for you. News comes up here first. Brought to you by Stewart Powell Ford.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here in Danville, where we make it easy to do business with us. I want to let you know that we are now offering free pickup and delivery in our quick lane within 20 miles of Danville. Give us a call at 859-238-1190. We will schedule your vehicle for pickup, perform the service requested, and return it to you.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Ford Mazda. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Some love him and some hate him. But everybody listens to Sean Hannity weekdays at 3 and Saturdays at 10 on AM 1230 WHIR.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right then, Jackie Boy, brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop. They are under new owners and operators. They offer all types of quality signs at affordable prices. Many signs available within 24 hours. Located in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391. Rain showers and possibly a thunderstorm today. A high of 71, a low tonight of 46. Will there be plane watch today? For those that don't know what I'm talking about, UK fans, Big Blue Nation fans, were tracking the planes that were taking off to and from Lexington, and a couple of times yesterday, a private plane owned by Joe Kraft flew down to Waco, Texas. That, of course, is the home of Baylor University, where Scott Drew is the head coach and thought to be the lead candidate for the UK basketball job. We'll see if there's more plane watch today. Tomorrow, you get partly sunny skies, 59 and 43 the high and low. Wind gust 35-plus miles per hour tomorrow. Saturday, sunny and 70. Sunday, sunny and 76. It's 7:11 in the morning right now. It's 60 degrees in Danville. Phone number to call in, 238-9447. That's 238-WHIR. We'd love to have you right here on the Joe Show this morning. This new film called Civil War by Alex Garland. He's the director of it. Civil War hits theaters this weekend. And believe it or not, President Biden and former President Trump watched the movie together and are now doing like a critical review of the movie. And we have bits and pieces of this review from President Biden and former President Trump on this brand new movie, Civil War, that's come out in theaters.
We now return to presidential movie reviews with President Biden and Donald Trump.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. And wow, we got a tremendous movie review for you.
Today we're reviewing the movie Civil War. It's a movie about a civil war, man. It's scary stuff.
A huge civil war. And I just have to say, this movie stinks. I give it 0 gold toilets out of 10 gold toilets.
Well, I think it stinks too, man. I give it 1 ice cream out of 1,000 ice creams, unless it makes you want to vote for me, in which case I give it all the ice creams.
Me too. If you go to this movie and you think, hey, this makes me want to vote for Trump and be on Trump's side during the Civil War, then I give it 1,000,000 gold toilets. I didn't actually see the movie.
Yeah, man, I didn't either. I didn't even make it into the theater because I couldn't decide on snacks. I couldn't decide whether I wanted popcorn or nachos or just a bunch of candy, man.
I couldn't make it into the theater either because I was behind some dumb old guy in the concessions line and he couldn't pick a snack.
We were having our own civil war about snacks, man.
More presidential movie reviews coming up.
All right, there you go. Yeah, you can check out Civil War hitting theaters this weekend. Let's see what's breaking and trending here on the Joe Show this morning. Starting you off with the Iowa governor, Kim Reynolds, another state moving toward taking the matter of immigration enforcement into its own hands. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a bill into law yesterday that targets, quote, certain aliens, specifically enabling criminal charges for people who have outstanding deportation orders or who have previously been removed from or denied admissions to the U.S. The new law, which will go into effect July 1st, is similar in some ways to the Texas law passed earlier this year that's currently tied up in court. A celebration of the end of the Muslim Ramadan holiday ended with a gunfire yesterday in Philadelphia. Rival groups apparently exchanging gunfire. 3 people were injured. 5 were arrested after some 30 shots rang out around 2:30 in the afternoon outside a mosque in the city's Parkside neighborhood. One of the injured was a 15-year-old girl who was trying to flee gunfire, was hit by a Philadelphia police cruiser, suffering a leg injury. Authorities said that nearly 1,000 people were in attendance, with Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel saying 99% of the people attending this event were good people who wanted to have a good time. The Eid al-Fitr holiday is celebrated every year at the mosque. Here's what Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel told reporters yesterday.
In total, we have 5 individuals under arrest. 4 who were carrying weapons, as well as the individual that a police officer fired and struck, as well as an individual adult. That's the numbers, right? So that's the numbers in total.
Yeah, so that happened yesterday in Philadelphia. We were sitting around our staff meeting, not this week, but last week, and I asked the question, how much do stamps cost now? Because I really didn't know. Well, it could be going up again. Inflation about to hit the things you send through the mail. The USPS proposing a hike in the cost of first-class stamps. Get this. 73 cents a stamp is what that hike would bring it up to. That'd be a 7% jump on all postage. The proposal has been sent to the Independent Postal Regulatory Commission for final approval. If the commission accepts the proposal, the new prices would start in July. Of course, before anyone gets too upset, Jerry Seinfeld may have had a point about all this a decade ago. Another recall from an auto manufacturer. Ford is recalling almost 43,000 small SUVs because gasoline can leak from the fuel injector and increase the risk of the vehicles catching on fire when it trips onto hot engine surfaces. The recall affects some Bronco Sport SUVs from 2022 to 23 model years, along with Escape SUVs from 2022. Owners are being notified by letter, and affected vehicles will be repaired by installing a tube to let gasoline flow away from hot surfaces to ground below the vehicle if the injectors do indeed crack. President Biden is considering Australia's request to drop the U.S. prosecution of Julian Assange. That's what he said during a meeting with Japan's Prime Minister at the White House yesterday. The WikiLeaks founder was indicted on 17 espionage charges after publishing classified U.S. documents through Chelsea Manning in 2010. The U.S. says Assange put lives at risk through the publication of those materials. And laundry is being used as an excuse for speeding. Tulsa police said they stopped a driver yesterday on Broken Arrow Expressway going 107 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. The driver said he and his friends were on their way to the laundromat. Of course, he'll need a few more quarters than he would the laundromat to pay that fine. That's what's breaking and trending this morning right here on The Joe Show. Hey, today, 10 until 2. At the showroom in Danville, this huge regional job fair and expo is going on. Radio Rick's going to be there live from 11 o'clock until 2 with free hamburgers, hot dogs, and ice-cold Pepsi products. A live broadcast as well from 11 o'clock until 2 on Z105. The job fair itself is from 10 until 2. I think the total number is 51 businesses and organizations and things of that nature that will be set up today at the showroom. And jobs for all types of hours, for all types of people, and all walks of life. If you're looking for a new career, a new start to your life, they've got it for you. Maybe you are retired. You're looking just for a couple of hours here and there to fill with some of the free time that you have. They've got it for you. It's, again, full-time, part-time, seasonal. It's today at the showroom in Danville on Lebanon Road. 10 until 2 for this regional job fair and expo, the live broadcast and cookout with free food and free drinks from 11 o'clock until 2. We'll have it on Z105 at 7:17 in the morning. We got sports coming your way next, and then we're talking with Danville softball coach Whitney Kruger right after that.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here in Danville. And for over 75 years, we've been doing business the right way. We make it easy to do business with us, and we pride ourselves on providing quality products and service at a fair price. Stop by and see us at 225 South Danville Bypass and experience for yourself how easy it is to do business with us. 127 Bypass at the Prairieville intersection.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
What do they like to say? Thursday is the new Friday, right? I'm Scott Fitzgerald. That means a busy sports weekend is on tap. Let's get you caught up around the Commonwealth. Mother Nature a factor last night in the Reds' third game of a four-game set with the Brewers along the banks of the Ohio. Well, when she finally gave the all-clear, this happened.
Green brings home the pitch. Slider hammered out to right. Going back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Christian Yelich, number 5 on the season. A 2-run shot, and the Brewers have jumped out to a 2-0 advantage here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, the call on WTMJ as Christian Yelich hit that homer to right center field, his 5th of the year, as Hunter Green's slider just wouldn't stick all night. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned on 6 hits, and 1 walk over 6 innings. The Reds fall 7-2. For Green, though, he understands he needs to take a look at what went wrong, but isn't too concerned about that slider.
Take a sample of the amount of sliders I throw. Say it's 40 sliders. I don't know what it is. You know, it's 3 or 4 pitches. So it's going to happen. You know, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0. You know, if it was like out of the 40 and there was 20 of them, that'd be like really concerning. But, you know, 3 or 4 here and there, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0, but it happens.
They'll wrap up their series today. Taking a look around the National League Central, the division-leading Pirates were off. They're at Philadelphia today. Speaking of the Phillies, they beat the Cardinals 4-3, and it was the Padres over the Cubs 10-2. And how about a little round ball? Well, Coach Cal has been stealing the headlines when it comes to the round ball at the University of Kentucky. New women's coach Kenny Brooks has quietly been assembling his squad for the upcoming season. After bringing in 2 big players this week, he's now starting to add to his coaching staff, bringing in Lindsey Hicks and Radiveli Atakike. Both coached alongside Brooks at Virginia Tech and were instrumental in developing All-American players like Elizabeth Kitley and Georgia Moore. And you can make that 10 horses now calling Churchill Downs home ahead of the Kentucky Derby. Yesterday, Dornoch and Society Men arrived under the spires. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is
is the talk of the town. We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's candy.
Mom Blakeman's has made the world's best cream pull candy, and we have been making potato candy. We ship all over the world and have it in many retail stores. You are welcome to stop by our shop in Lancaster to sample or purchase any of our 7 flavors of cream pull candy and potato candy. We have a variety of tubs and tins available. Visit our website at momblakemanscandy.com or call 800-542-4607.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. For top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair, head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Delahaye. You can call ahead for an appointment, 236-2299. Danville Auto Body Shop. Rain showers, thunderstorms, and 71 degrees is your high today. A low tonight, 46. We are dealing with the potential for severe storms today as well. Tomorrow, Friday, partly sunny and 58. Saturday, 70. Sunday, 75. Monday, right near 80 with sunshine. Right now it's 7:23 in the morning, and we're talking Danville Lady Admiral softball with head coach Whitney Kruever. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Well, good stuff. Glad to have you on here this morning, Coach. It was interesting. So I had my son, Jack. Jack is 6 years old. He was actually at the Morse Baseball Academy, was getting some lessons from Coach Morse, and Coach took a call during the lesson, and I think it was you who called and was kind of telling him about the softball game that was going on. And so he hung up the phone, and
sure.
Yeah, and he looked at me and he said, "Well, Danville softball had a really interesting day today." He said they played Beechwood, they got 10-run ruled, then they turned around and 10-run ruled Beechwood in the second game. It's an interesting way that worked out, Coach. But I'm sure you're proud of the way your girls rebounded, getting 10-run ruled the first game, and then you come back the second game and you win 17-7.
Yes, we had a rough first game, and just with our attitudes and our effort, and they turned it around. So I was very proud of them. I definitely wanted, I thought we could have won both of those games, but I'm glad we got one win out of it.
Yes, yeah, and when you get beat by 10 runs in one game, you don't expect to be able to turn around 30 minutes, an hour later or whatever, and beat the same team that just beat you by double digits yourself. And so to be able to do that, very good, strong rebound. You did play Boyle County a couple of nights ago. We know this has been a district that's essentially been dominated by Boyle County for quite some time. They were able to get you there on Tuesday. But you've got another game scheduled for tomorrow, and this is going to be an interesting one. You got this DCA team that's young, upstart softball team, up-and-coming team. They've got some girls that can play. You all certainly have some girls that can play too. So tomorrow night, assuming the game goes on with all the rain we've got, Coach. It should be a fun one tomorrow night there at Lady Admiral Field.
Yes, I hope we can get it in. I guess it just depends on how much rain we get today. But
yeah.
We scrimmaged DCA in the beginning of the season, and I think at least 5 of their girls were missing because they were still playing basketball.
Yeah.
And kind of the same situation as we're in. I think they've lost some girls, and I've lost some girls, and so we'll see. I think it's going to be a good game. I was impressed with how they played for, this being their first year in KHSAA for softball. So I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats for you all, Coach. Hitting-wise, I mean, you got Riley Foster, who's about at 700. You got Jaslyn Donahue up over 400. Driana White's over 400. Aubrey Caldwell's over 400. You got some other players right around 350. So offensively, the girls are hitting. But it shows the importance, I mean, like, especially in softball, and you know this because you played softball probably better than anybody else, but on the high school level, if you get one girl in the circle that's dominant, you can essentially ride that horse for the entire season, and how important it is to have a pitcher that can set down girls in order, can get swings and misses, can strike out hitters. And I know you've got one in Riley Foster who's up and coming. She's just a 7th grader, but how important is it, Coach, on the high school level? You got the offense, but to have the pitching to go along with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You can do a lot with just a pitcher. Riley is working very, very hard. She is still very young, and I'm very excited for her future. When we play Boyle County, and we do have the offense, so our girls are working really hard.
Yeah.
But when we play a pitcher that has any movement, we still struggle. And we saw that on, Monday with Boyle County, or Tuesday, with Boyle County.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm just trying to get them to make contact with the ball, and they, the 2 girls that made contact on Tuesday got on base. So, we're working hard, and I am excited to see some of these girls excelling in the box. And Riley is getting better every single game, and I'm trying not to put too much pressure on her. As a 7th grader, that's just, it's hard to go up against teams like Boyle County and even other teams. She's been getting hit this year, and that's okay. She only has 2 pitches that she throws consistently, and so she has a very, very bright future. I'm very excited.
Yeah, going to be a phenomenal player. Already is. I mean, leading you in hitting as a 7th grader. And so let me ask you this. How do you mimic movement for your girls? Because you say they struggle when a pitcher that you all go against has movement. How do you mimic that in practice then? Is there a way to mimic that in practice if you have pitchers on your staff that are young and maybe don't have as much movement as some of the older girls that you would go against?
We can try as much as we can throwing front toss. But other than that, we haven't done a whole lot. It is hard because just our schedule, like we went Boyle County on Tuesday, and then, going forward to DCA, and we played Jenkins on Saturday. I don't expect the pitching to be anywhere close to what we saw on Tuesday. So it's just hard to go from, trying to work with them something fast, and then, yesterday we set the pitching machine down lower because I just expect it to be, the speed to be a little lower and not as accurate. So we try our best, but it is hard. And where, Riley's playing middle school ball too, we don't have her throw a whole lot of at-bats during practice to our girls. So
I tell you what, I know there's a lot of really young, exciting players in the Danville softball system at John W. Middle School, even a couple of elementary school girls that can apparently play pretty well, too. So the future definitely is bright for Danville Lady Admiral softball. And starting to see some of that now, but again, very young roster-wise, and they will continue to get better throughout this season and over the next couple of years under the tutelage of head coach Whitney Kruver. Again, DCA tomorrow. You got Jenkins in a doubleheader on Saturday, and then back in action Monday with another district game at Lincoln County. Coach Whitney Kruver, Coach, appreciate you being on. Good luck tomorrow against DCA. Yes, ma'am. We'll talk to you again next Thursday, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye. That's Danville Lady Admiral head coach Whitney Kruger. 7:30 in the morning. Bottom hour news is on tap for you right now. Just started on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
And in rehab before his release in July. The officer is able to perform small tasks and use a cane to get around. His family is grateful for the community's continued support. An ordinance is progressing quickly as the city of Lexington is moving closer to ban some cat and dog sales. The Public Safety and Social Services Committee voted on Tuesday to strike down puppy and kitten mills. Two legislative efforts in Frankfort on this matter stalled earlier this year. One would have enacted a statewide sale ban, while the other would have prohibited these types of ordinances. The ordinance would still allow pet stores to partner with shelters to arrange adoptions. There's no reason why someone to buy a cat or dog for thousands of dollars when they're dying in high-kill rural area shelters in Kentucky, Vice President and General Manager of Paws for the Cause, Anita Spreitzer, said, noting that there are more than 100 pets in need of adoption just between Pulaski and Estill counties. The Hopkins County coroner ruled that 8-year-old Trey Harris didn't die from an allergic reaction. He died from fentanyl intoxication on March 15th. His family told authorities that he suffered from an allergic reaction from eating strawberries the night before a school fundraiser. Trey's stepfather, 33-year-old Antonio Person, was arrested March 26th for trafficking fentanyl and other drug and weapon charges. The FDA tested the strawberries in question and found nothing wrong with them. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
This is how we doing it with this Chrysler of Lawrenceburg. In 2024, they are making deals real. With their educated personal staff, they make shopping fun and buying easy.
Do you want a newer vehicle? Want a truck for under $25,000? Need your vehicle service? Needing a place that's going to treat you right? Well, Withers is the way. Check them out, Chrysler of Lawrenceburg.
This is one place I will not pass on deals with wheels for the 2024.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Take your solid waste and recycling to one of the convenience centers operated by Boyle County with no fee for Boyle residents. In Danville on Ghost Pike, in Junction City on Alum Springs Road, in Perryville on Harrodsburg Road, in Mitchellsburg on Mitchellsburg Road, and in Forkland on Forkland Road. For days and times open, go online to BoyleKY.com.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville-Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays-Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loans subject to credit approval.
Grab Suntan City's best deal of the year. Unlimited spray tans for a year for just $34 a month when paid in full.
What's the best thing to bring to a party? Your glowing personality. And with a gorgeous spray tan from Suntan City, you'll glow even brighter. So bring your friends, bring a gift, and always bring your beautiful self.
Buy today and get unlimited spray tans for a year for just $34 a month when paid in full.
Let yourself shine at Suntan City.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. They proudly represent the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris for a free quote. They'd love to ask you and talk to you. 236-6686. They can help you out. Sunshine, not today. Sorry, folks. Look at this, dark skies already. Cloudy, rainy, 71 degrees the high. A low tonight, 46. Tomorrow, you can get partly sunny skies and 58. Saturday, sunny and 70. It's 7:37 in the morning on this Thursday, April the 11th. 60 degrees here in Danville. And we welcome on to the show Alexis Sheffield from the County Agents Corner. Good morning, Alexis. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to some Saturday sunshine.
Some Saturday sunshine looking good. The whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then early portions of next week looking okay as well. And just got to make it through one more rainy day. And ironically, today is National Submarine Day. I feel like that's how we're going to need to get to work for some of us. It has just rained and rained and rained. I'm ready for it to get out of here. So we'll hopefully have that coming up this weekend. Alexis is on here with the County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
All right, here's Alexis Sheffield.
So I'm excited to tell you guys about something that you may or may not have heard of, and it is particular to the city of Danville. And so I apologize, but I think all of this could help you guys. But the city of Danville has actually partnered with a really great organization that we work with a lot at the Extension Office called Bluegrass Green Source for a pilot program called Green Neighbor. And so it's a really cool program that they do over there, and really the goal of it is it's a certification program, and it encourages homeowners in central Kentucky. Like I said, Danville is the place for your efforts and having, a really green yard and backyard area. So participants complete action items. So there's like a little online quiz under different categories. So things like water quality, lawn care, do you put plants in? Do you have a bird feeder, wildlife, things like that, as well as community? And these actions add up. They, really actually help for things like storm drain. We're having a lot of rain right now, so a lot of the things that you do in your yard can really affect stormwater and, just overall lawn health, how much waste is being sent to landfills, and then how much habitat. We always think a lot about the monarchs as an example of having, these little butterfly way stations so that they can make it from one area to the other so that they can get down to the Mexico area. But also the same thing can be said with bees, having little way stations to get around. Birds are another example. We have a lot of migratory birds here, and having bird baths or plants that provide food or even just shelter while they're kind of making that transition. north and south can be really, really beneficial. And then, not having pollutants going down into the water system. So doing things like soil testing with the Extension Office, which, as a reminder, anyone who lives in Boyle County can do a free soil test on their lawn or fields or garden or whatever that they want to have tested. That is totally fine. And so how you become or apply to be a certified green neighbor? Well, you as homeowners can apply by submitting a form. It's an online form. Like I said, it's kind of like a little quiz, but there's no wrong answers to it. And so then once you've done enough actions to earn like a minimum score of 30, which I promise is not hard to get, you're probably already doing a lot of it, you're eligible to receive a certificate. And thanks to the City of Danville, you'll get a nice yard sign that says, I am a green neighbor, and you can post that out proudly and tell all your neighbors about it, and so that everybody can have a good impact on the things that are happening around in the City of Danville. And so, like I said, this evaluation kind of has 5 sections. So water quality and conservation is a big one, lawn care, plant installation, wildlife, and then there's a section where you talk about, community, and if you're involved in that, do you share information about, hey, I got my soil test done for free at the Extension Office. You should do that before you put down any fertilizer, or things along those lines, or sharing, plants with your neighbors, things like that. And so some of the questions would be, something simple like, if you water your lawn, which obviously you don't need to do right now, but maybe in the summertime, if you ever do water your lawn, do you water in the mornings or in the evenings? And so those are important because it helps with water pressure and what's kind of coming out of the tap. Do you save unwanted household hazardous waste for local collection? So we do local collections around the county. We'll post those on our Extension website if you're ever in need of disposing of oil, oil pesticides, things like that. For lawn care, do you know how to cut your grass appropriately for the type of season? So we talk about that. We talked about that not too long ago here on the radio. How many inches in the spring versus how many inches in the summer to make sure that your grass is healthy, which means you don't have to put down as much fertilizer and you likely don't have to water as much if you're cutting it at the right height. For plant installation, are you planting native plants in your yard? And, it doesn't have to be a solid native. It's okay to have your boxwoods or things like that in there, and you like the structure of them. Maybe you have some petunias mixed in there, and then, add in some of your natives, some of our pretty goldenrods or these other echinacea and things like that the birds and the bees love. And so you can absolutely do that. For wildlife, I've talked about that, something as simple as a bird feeder. But, if you have a lot of squirrels or other things, I know I can't have a bird feeder. We have some outdoor cats, and I certainly don't want to promote them hunting any of our birds. But you can have this. That'll help take care of problems. You can have bird houses. Bee baths are another really good one that you can have. Just a little area, very, very shallow dish, rocks in it, so they can perch will be excellent for the bees. So that's a really easy one for people to do. And then the sticks up on some of your plants throughout the winter so that you have habitat for insects to hide and for birds to have seeds. So that's sort of an example of the kind of things that you can do. So if you're interested in that certification program, again, that's completely free and very easy. It'll take you 10 minutes to get certified. And so if you would just go and look up Green Neighbor Program and type in, I just typed in BGGS, which stands for Bluegrass Green Source. And if you have questions on that, you can call the City of Danville, but you can also call us over at the Boyle County Extension Office. And if you have questions on how you can get more points, what kind of native plants or more about bee baths or something along those lines, absolutely give us a call over there, and we're happy to help you with that program. Whether you live in the city or whether you live in the county, we can certainly help you with that. And that's today's Farm and Home News. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, service of the Boyle, Lincoln, Garrett, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
There you go. That's Alexis Sheffield for the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Alexis, before you go, I've got some random facts you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Alexis, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fact number 1. The city of Kokura, Japan, was the target for the second atomic bomb in World War II. But it was cloudy there. So instead, the U.S. reversed course and dropped it on Nagasaki instead. Talk about the best of luck for those in Kokura and the worst of luck for those in Nagasaki. Essentially, it was cloud cover that changed the plans of that atomic bomb drop. All because of the weather, yeah. Number 3, Papua New Guinea. I don't know how to say that. Papua New Guinea has the most unique language of any country. They have 840 different languages in that country. About 12% of the languages in the world are only spoken there, even though it's an island country about the size of California. So think about that. Out of all of the languages in the world, 12% of them are spoken just in New Guinea. The only place in the world those languages are spoken. Yes, and and how many people? So it's a country the size of California. 12% of the language is spoken in the world only in that country or in that country. So how many people are speaking that specific language? Can't be many.
Wow.
Number 3, the United States Postal Service handles 44% of the mail in the entire world. 44% of it, and now they're thinking of raising the price of stamps again to 73 cents a stamp, Alexis.
Wow. I don't even know what it is now, but I know that that's a lot.
At this, that was actually what I was talking about earlier this morning. I don't even know what it is, but 73 cents seems like a lot at this point. Just get an electric car and go visit the person that you're going to send the letter to. You might save more money just driving on an electric car there than sending them a letter for 73 cents. Number 4, Tupac, the rapper, his last words were expletive you. You can fill in the expletive. That's what he said to a cop who was trying to get information about who shot him. That's what he told the cop while he was dying. Those were his last words.
Think we'll find anything out with some of the recent house where the beds were going in P. Diddy's house?
Do what now?
Maybe we'll get more information.
Oh yes, yeah. I know they're still working trying to crack that case, right? I think I think so. Was it Notorious B.I.G.? I think the person who shot him, they just recently found out more information or something like that. I think it was B.I.G. And then number 5, Alexis, the 5-0 in the title of the 1960s TV series Hawaii 5-0 refers to Hawaii being the 50th state, 5-0. At the time, it had only been a state for 9 years. And I guess that's how people got the shortened form, like the nickname for police, calling them 5-0, was from Hawaii 5-0. I thought 5-0 stood for police, and it does, but it came from Hawaii being the 50th state in this TV show, Hawaii 5-0, apparently.
Huh.
And there you go.
I love that show.
Alexis Sheffield, County Agents Corner. Yeah, it's a great theme song, the all-time classics, one of them. Appreciate you being on, Alexis. We'll talk to you again in May, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Right. Bye. Alexis Sheffield with the County Agents Corner. Brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. At the Nutrition Center, we strive to help our customers achieve optimal health. From our high-quality collagen proteins to our immune system support vitamins, we are here to help you and your family stay healthy all throughout the year. We provide locally raised, free-range meats, eggs, and fresh milk and organic produce boxes delivered weekly. Your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center is here to serve you. Visit us at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
What do they like to say? Thursday is the new Friday, right? I'm Scott Fitzgerald. That means a busy sports weekend is on tap. Let's get you caught up around the Commonwealth. Mother Nature a factor last night in the Reds' third game of a 4-game set with the Brewers along the banks of the Ohio. Well, when she finally gave the all clear, this happened.
Green brings home the pitch. Slider hammered out to right. Going back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Christian Christian Yelich, number 5 on the season. A 2-run shot, and the Brewers have jumped out to a 2-0 advantage here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, the call on WTMJ is Christian Yelich hit that homer to right center field, his 5th of the year, as Hunter Green's slider just wouldn't stick all night. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned on 6 hits, and 1 walk over 6 innings. The Reds fall 7-2. For Green, though, he understands he needs to take a look at what went wrong, but isn't too concerned about that slider.
Take a sample of the amount of sliders I throw. Say it's 40 sliders. I don't know what it is. You know, it's 3 or 4 pitches. So it's going to happen. You know, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0. You know, if it was like out of the 40 and there was 20 of them, that'd be like really concerning. But, you know, 3 or 4 here and there, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0, but it happens.
They'll wrap up their series today. Taking a look around the National League Central, the division-leading Pirates were off. They're at Philadelphia today. Speaking of the Phillies, they beat the Cardinals 4-3, and it was the Padres over the Cubs 10-2. And how about a little round ball? Well, Coach Cal has been stealing the headlines when it comes to the round ball at the University of Kentucky. New women's coach Kenny Brooks has quietly been assembling his squad for the upcoming season. After bringing in 2 big players this week, he's now starting to add to his coaching staff, bringing in Lindsey Hicks and Radivele Atakike. Both coached alongside Brooks at Virginia Tech and were instrumental in developing All-American players like Elizabeth Kitley and Georgia Moore. And you can make that 10 horses now calling Churchill Downs home ahead of the Kentucky Derby. Yesterday, Dornoch and Society Men arrived under the spires. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network. Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, this is Caroline and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer a layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Thanks, girls. You're right. It is tax refund time. Where are you going to spend yours? How about Mattresses and More? More than a mattress store. Located in Danville, Southland Plaza.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring out in Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Cloudy skies. We're drizzling today. A high of 71. Low tonight of 46. Tomorrow, partly sunny, 58 and 43. Pretty windy day tomorrow as well. And then Saturday, sunshine and 70. Right now it is 7:54 in the morning, 59 degrees right here in Danville on this Job Fair and Expo Thursday. Big Job Fair Expo happening at the showroom on Lebanon Road. We're going to talk with Jeff Jewell one last time about that in about 15 minutes, around 8:10 or so. He'll be calling in. And we'll talk with him about that job fair. 50-plus organizations, businesses, events, things people can work for, hiring, seasonal jobs, full-time jobs, part-time jobs, whatever is kind of right up your alley. I guarantee you can find a job there or something to spend your free time doing and making money at the Job Fair and Expo. That'll happen today, 10 until 2 at the showroom right here in Danville. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I loaded up the wrong music. I loaded up our Grub Gab music without thinking. I want to see what's going on out west in the world of weird or Hollywood news. Here we go. The showbiz segment. Good rule of thumb, if a celebrity does it or says it, you should probably do the opposite. It's the Hollywood news. Although this is an interesting skill to have, in her upcoming film, Never Let Go, Halle Berry plays a mom living off the grid and trying to protect her 2 sons from some kind of evil after an apocalyptic event. And she went a little method for the part. She says, quote, there was no electricity, no lights, my character skinning squirrels, and they're eating bugs and frogs, raw frogs, in the woods. It was a challenge. She adds, quote, I really had to skin a squirrel. These things wildly challenged me to create some reality within this world that felt so foreign. No word whether the bugs and frogs were real. That would be kind of gross. Never Let Go hits theaters on September the 27th. Okay, story number 2. Kevin Costner would consider returning to Yellowstone to give his character John Dutton a proper send-off. He says, quote, I'd like to be able to do it, but we haven't been able to. Maybe this will circle back for me. If it does, I feel like really comfortable with this. I'd love to do it. Of course, feeling really comfortable would probably including patching things up with creator Taylor Sheridan. Quote, I've kind of had my own fantasy how Dutton's final arc might be, but that's Taylor's thing. I said as much to him a while back. I had thoughts how it could happen, but we just have to see. Eminem is asking his fans, or his stans, for help with an upcoming documentary. It's untitled, but it seems to be all about his fans. He tweeted out a link to a survey online with questions like how the fan first heard about Eminem, if they consider themselves a stan, if they collect his merch or write fan fiction, and if they've ever been to Detroit. He also asked for a 1-minute video explaining why they're Eminem's biggest fans. Stan is a reference to his 2000 song about an unhinged stalker fan called Stan, and it's become a term now that people use for someone who's like a super fan of someone. They're a stan. And then story number 4, remember back in January when Keanu Reeves was seen using crutches on the set of an upcoming movie called Good Fortune? Well, director Aziz Ansari revealed how that happened yesterday. He said, quote, about 15 days into shooting, I said, go chill in your trailer. He didn't trip on a rug. Poor guy, he was such a trooper, and he fractured his kneecap and continued to do all the scenes. Aziz also brought up a good point. In all of Keanu's action movies like John Wick and Speed, quote, he never had to go to the hospital or anything. In Good Fortune, he plays an angel. It also stars Aziz, Seth Rogen, Sandra Oh, and Keke Palmer. There was not a release date yet for this. Keanu Reeves fractured his knee tripping on a rug. Eminem is asking his stans to share their story for an upcoming documentary. Kevin Costner would consider coming back to Yellowstone. And Halle Berry learned to skin a squirrel for her new movie. That's what's going on in celebrity news, the showbiz segment. Hey, we're going to Melton's Deli in Danville, grabbing ourselves a sandwich for lunch this afternoon. Going to go with the number 10 on the Melton's Deli menu. That's the hot shaved ham and Swiss. Smoked deli ham, shaved thin with Swiss cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise on a toasted croissant. $5.99 for this hot shaved ham and Swiss. It's number 10 on the Melton's Deli menu. Tell them you heard it on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville. They're on East Main Street across from the post office, 995 Ben Ali Drive. That's the Danville Cinemas 8 location. It's Melton's Deli in Danville. The hot shaved ham and Swiss. We're 60 seconds away from top hour news. Jeff Jewell coming on here at 8:10 this morning to talk about the job fair.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre. I'm the relationship banker for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
Chuck Berry, little Johnny Be Good, leading us to the 8 o'clock in the morning hour. Jeff Joel at 8:10, James the Gardener at 8:40, at 9:35 this morning. Valerie McMahon from Farmers National Bank is on here talking financial literacy.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. The Biden administration is attempting to close the background check gun show loophole. Officials say the new federal rules will expand the definition of licensed firearm dealers and sharpen existing enforcement measures to ensure background screenings are carried out in more gun sale locations. Arizona Republicans are halting efforts by state Democrats to throw out a controversial 1864 law banning almost all abortions in the state. In the State House Wednesday, Republican Representative Matt Gress joined Democrats in trying to bring a bill forward to stop the ban, with a motion in the Senate also denied. Democrats chanted their displeasure.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
The Arizona Supreme Court is upholding the abortion ban. Tornadoes tore through Louisiana and Texas Wednesday. One ripped off roofs and took down power lines in Lake Charles, Louisiana, while one in Port Arthur, Texas, damaged homes. In Slidell, Louisiana, just north of New Orleans,
They had businesses that partially collapsed, apartment complexes. Trees are down everywhere. Power lines are down everywhere.
Slidell Police spokesman Danielle Suzino says after a tornado there, they rescued dozens of people from an apartment complex that was trashed by the storm. The mayor of Slidell says they haven't seen this much damage since Hurricane Katrina. Watch for a storm system to bring severe weather today to parts of the southeast and Ohio River Valley. A risk of high wind and isolated tornadoes will stretch from the South Carolina-Georgia line down to Florida. The risk of tornadoes will be greater in eastern Ohio, West Virginia, and into parts of Pennsylvania. A new report shows inflation isn't going anywhere anytime soon. More from Mark Mayfield.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that 12-month price growth accelerated from 3.2% in February to 3.5% in March. The report says items seeing the biggest increase include auto insurance, baby food and formula, and outpatient hospital services.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
In search of the perfect cut for your lawn? Join the pursuit by choosing from a full line of Steel mowers. From gas and battery options to zero turns and push mowers, Steel offers a wide range of mowing solutions for homeowners and professionals. Right now, get 0% financing on your purchase with a Steel zero-turn mower. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com/mowers. Available at select dealers. Financing available on qualifying purchases and subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
It appears Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Speaker Johnson are still at odds. Brian Shook reports.
The two met Wednesday as Greene is threatening to try and oust Johnson from the speakership with a motion to vacate. She's upset with Johnson's support of a spending package that passed last month to avert a government shutdown and is warning Johnson against bringing a bill to the floor to provide aid to Ukraine. After the meeting, Greene told reporters the two failed to come to any kind of agreement. I'm Brian Shook.
A new study suggests that teenagers who spend too much time on computers and video games may turn psychotic. A new paper published in JAMA Psychiatry says researchers studied over 1,200 participants who spent a lot of time online as teenagers and found they were up to 7% more likely than their peers to have a psychotic experience, such as delusions or hallucinations, before 23. The authors noted, however, that the link between video games and psychosis could be explained by other factors, including social exclusion and lower socioeconomic status. Soon, the training ground for future Navy SEALs will also host their history. More from Lucinda Kay.
At one point or another, San Diego is home to every single U.S. Navy SEAL.
This is where our SEALs are. About half of them are based. It's where they all go through training.
It's where we're ultimately commanded from.
And now this home will also share the story of their past and their future.
It's been a dream out here for decades.
Todd Perry is the new executive director for the new Navy SEAL Museum San Diego. He's a retired Navy SEAL himself.
You know, we're proud to serve. Proud to serve our country, proud to serve alongside our teammates, and that's what we want people to leave with.
The new museum is expected to open this year.
No one will wear the number 22 for the Iowa women's basketball program ever again. The Iowa Hawkeyes announced yesterday they'll retire Caitlin Clark's number. Michael Kastner, NBC.
Hi, this is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. It's tax time again, and you already know H&R Block does taxes, but what you may not know is that H&R Block offers help in person or virtually. Plus, at the family-owned and operated Danville office, our tax pros average 23 years of experience. You can even request to work with the same tax pro every year, and your biggest refund is always guaranteed. No one offers more ways to help you with your taxes. So come see us at 216 Brent Avenue in Danville or give us a call at 859-236-3281.
I want to ride Hatfield Chevrolet, and they had me.
Driving in my car, going very far, down the street in my car.
If you want to ride, go to RodHatfieldChevy.com. Rod Hatfield Chevrolet, Lexington, Kentucky.
Good morning to you. It is the 11th day of the month of April, 041124. Cloudy, rainy, dealing with some nasty rain showers this morning. Some wind gusts as well, up over 20 miles per hour. Forecast is coming your way on Job Fair Thursday, but news comes up here first. Here it is. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet. They are in Harrodsburg. They specialize in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Cloudy skies, rain showers, high of 71, low tonight 46. Tomorrow, 58's the high. Saturday, 69. Sunday, 76. It's 8:11 in the morning right now. It's 60 degrees in Danville on this Thursday, April the 11th. Jeff, a couple of weeks ago, Jeff Jules joining us this morning, the Chamber of Commerce Director. A couple of weeks ago, we talked, Jeff, and I think it was you that said something along the lines of, if we have a job fair, go ahead and book it. It's going to be a rainy day. Because that's the way it's seemed to work over the last couple of years. It's dampened us literally, but it's not dampened the number of people that you have had show up at the job fairs in recent past. And we got another big one today, Jeff. Over 50 organizations going to be set up at the showroom. We're excited about it. Jeff, give us the details. What's going on today?
Yeah, it's a super exciting day. We're going to, of course, it's going to pour rain. You know, it's done this this is the fourth job fair that it's rained like this on the day of. So at least everyone was prepared. I told all my farmer friends to plan on massive rain today, you know. So we'll be out there at the showroom at 2405 Lebanon Road. We'll have burgers from you guys, WHIR. We'll have live broadcasts. We've got over 50 employers, educational resources, and other groups out there that'll be hiring or offering training. And we also have ASL interpreters and Spanish language interpreters. And we have folks that you can even sit at a table with their laptops, and they'll help you fill out applications.
Wow, so they got basically everything covered, from helping you fill out applications to then taking that application to a booth and seeing if you fit the job opening that these certain businesses and organizations have. And I want to make sure people know, Jeff, that full-time jobs, yes. Part-time jobs, seasonal jobs, those looking for a change in career, change of pace, those people just looking maybe to fill a couple of hours a week doing something. There's jobs and openings for everybody.
You're exactly right. We've talked before that we had a surprising number of folks that were semi-retired that were looking for like half-time jobs. There's going to be a lot of those available. We span the industries from hospitality to healthcare to aerospace. So there's a lot on offer out there today. And I think it's also really nice that you come to the front desk when you arrive. You can tell us what you're interested in, and we'll take you over to a couple booths and introduce you to folks at those booths. So
oh, wow, yeah.
It's not, it takes that little intimidation factor out of it.
Yes.
We'll actually take you over and introduce you to the people that are hiring for the hospital or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
it gives you a nice little icebreaker, someone introducing you to that person, and you start the conversation and see where it goes. And, I mean, you may walk in looking for a job and walk out with a job or a career that you work for and work with the rest of your life. I mean, who knows? This may be the perfect fit for you if you're looking for a job and what you spend the rest of your life doing. And that would be kind of like a win-win for everybody, right?
Exactly. And, I mean, where else are you going to spend a few hours in a room with 50-plus employers?
Wow.
I mean, you're going to find what you're looking for at this job fair.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about this real quick, Jeff. We obviously talking mostly, I would assume, with people from Danville and Boyle County. But if we have listeners from Mercer, Garrett, or Lincoln, or even Washington, whatever it may be, if they're looking for jobs in their specific area, this is not just a Danville-Boyle County thing. This is a regional job fair, and many of the chambers of commerce in neighboring counties are helping sponsor this thing and put this thing on as well.
You're exactly right. In fact, we have representation from 8 counties surrounding us at this job fair, including employers from those counties and co-sponsors from those counties. So if you're from Garrett, Mercer, Lincoln, Casey, Washington, Marion, there's going to be employers there from your county.
Starts at 10 o'clock this morning, goes until 2. The Hometown Radio Network will be there with hamburgers, hot dogs, and ice-cold Pepsi products from 11 o'clock until 2, and a live broadcast on our sister station, Z105, WRNZ-FM. It's today with a regional job fair and expo from 10 until 2 at the showroom in Danville. Jeff, we appreciate you being on, and looking forward to seeing you today, and we know it's going to be a great event. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir, Jeff. Bye. That's Jeff Jewell with the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. All right, the Sort of Sports Report. Let's see what's going on in the NFL. The second game of the 2024 NFL season will be an international affair as the league makes its official debut in South America. Now, the season will open up on Thursday, September 5th. On Friday, September 6th, literally the second game of the season, it's the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Eagles have been announced as the home team for that game, which will be played at Corinthians Stadium, has a capacity of just over 47,000, the 14th largest stadium in the country of Brazil. The NFL has also previously announced that this game will be a Peacock streaming game only, but could also be seen on free TV in local markets and on mobile devices with access to NFL Plus. I don't like it. I don't like a Friday night game. Friday nights reserved for high school football. You've already got football on Saturdays. You got football on Sundays. You got football on Mondays. You got football on Thursdays. Leave Friday for high school football. I don't like any other sporting event. I've never liked Big Blue Madness. I don't like college football games on Friday night. I don't want NFL games on Friday night. Let the high school teams have Friday night to themselves. Former NFL star, two-time Super Bowl champion Terrell Suggs arrested yesterday after an alleged assault. Records from the county sheriff's office in Arizona say that Suggs was booked on 2 charges, assault and against public order. The charges stem from a dispute that allegedly occurred in a Starbucks drive-thru about a month ago, during which Suggs reportedly was seen sticking a gun out of his window. Suggs was released from police custody early yesterday morning. He is scheduled to have a status conference in court on April 25th, a preliminary hearing on April 29th. Hey, as the Masters tee off beginning this morning, 2 golfers could have other things on their mind as play develops. Oh, the classic Masters theme song. Both Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns' wives are pregnant. They could end up giving birth at some point between now and 3 weeks from now. As important as the first major tournament is and the Masters is, both men realize that real life is far more important, and both have vowed to withdraw from play should their wives go into labor. That's what's going on in this morning's Sort of Sports Report. We have more sports coming your way right now on The Joe Show with K&N sitting in for the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram, on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Like to say Thursday is the new Friday, right? I'm Scott Fitzgerald. That means a busy sports weekend is on tap. Let's get you caught up around the Commonwealth. Mother Nature a factor last night in the Reds' third game of a 4-game set with the Brewers along the banks of the Ohio. Well, when she finally gave the all clear, this happened.
Green brings home the pitch. Slider hammered out to right. Going back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Christian Yelich, number 5 on the season. A 2-run shot, and the Brewers have jumped out to a 2-0 advantage here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, the call on WTMJ as Christian Yelich hit that homer to right center field, his 5th of the year, as Hunter Green's slider just wouldn't stick all night. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned on 6 hits, and 1 walk over 6 innings. The Reds fall 7-2. For Green, though, he understands he needs to take a look at what went wrong, but isn't too concerned about that slider.
Take a sample of the amount of sliders I throw. Say it's 40 sliders. I don't know what it is. You know, it's 3 or 4 pitches. So it's going to happen. You know, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0. You know, if it was like out of the 40 and there was 20 of them, that'd be like really concerning. But, you know, 3 or 4 here and there, obviously I'm trying to limit that to 0, but it happens.
They'll wrap up their series today. Taking a look around the National League Central, the division-leading Pirates were off. They're at Philadelphia today. Speaking of the Phillies, they beat the Cardinals 4-3, and it was the Padres over the Cubs 10-2. And how about a little round ball? Well, Coach Cal has been stealing the headlines when it comes to the round ball at the University of Kentucky. New women's coach Kenny Brooks has quietly been assembling his squad for the upcoming season. After bringing in 2 big players this week, he's now starting to add to his coaching staff, bringing in Lindsey Hicks and Radaveli Atakike. Both coached alongside Brooks at Virginia Tech and were instrumental in developing All-American players like Elizabeth Kitley and Georgia Moore. And you can make that 10 horses now calling Churchill Downs home ahead of the Kentucky Derby. Yesterday, Dornoch and Society Men arrived under the spires. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network. If you want to make the most of your vacation, there's no better place than the Bluegrass State. Kentucky's 44 state parks offer abundant places to play and diverse accommodations to stay. Take a hike, float your boat, or bike the trails. Pitch a tent under the stars or settle into a lakefront lodge. Tee up for 18 holes. Then enjoy a signature meal. Plan your trip at parks.ky.gov.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, the on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet and the Little Sign Shop. And our new owners and operators offering all types of quality signs at affordable prices, many available within 24 hours. They work on them things quick. Little Sign Shop, where 2nd and 4th Street meet. Cloudy skies, it's going to rain today. Isn't that right? See, I know the weather. I can be weatherman. It's going to rain today. It's going to keep on raining. It's going to be wet. 71's the high. Tomorrow, not going to rain as much, but it is going to drop down cooler. 58 is a high. Wind gusts 35 miles per hour, windy and breezy. Tomorrow, sunny and 69. Sunday, sunny and 76. 8:21 in the morning right now. 60 degrees. Heavy intensity rain is what my forecast says. It's coming down a little bit here. And be careful as you make your way out. Wet roads certainly going to be a factor. Puddling, we've seen rain all day yesterday, essentially all night into the early morning hours. Just be careful as you make your way out. 238-9447 is your phone number to call in here this morning. We'd love to have you on the Joe Show. If you have anything on your mind, 238-WHIR. Is today the day that UK has a head coach? It's a head basketball coach. I've seen reports on social media that an introductory press conference may be scheduled for this afternoon. Now, I got like 2 sources saying like 6 o'clock tonight or something. But we've seen so many sources say so many things, I don't even know what to believe anymore. When we had UK fans calling a Mexican restaurant yesterday because the Baylor head coach, Scott Drew, posted a picture of himself eating at that Mexican restaurant, and UK fans called the Mexican restaurant to talk to Scott Drew and tell him we want you to come to Lexington. You had UK fans leaving that Mexican restaurant 5-star reviews. It's a great place to eat, and our favorite head coach was eating there. His name is Scott Drew. I'm going to scare the poor guy away. He is, by all intents and purposes, what has been reported, kind of an introvert. And one of the things that apparently he and his wife are considering about moving to Kentucky, if they do indeed take the job or take the offer or whatever, would be the fishbowl that Kentucky basketball is. Everybody wants to know what you're doing, where you are, how are you doing, what's wrong with the team, what's right with the team. And that was one of the things that was kind of scaring them off. Number one. Number two, well, not scaring them off, but they had to consider. I don't think it's scaring them off. Yeah, they haven't taken the job. Number two would be the fact that they're building like a 7,000 square foot house in Waco. They're just building this brand new house as an indoor basketball goal, has an indoor pool. This thing's like a warehouse more than it is an actual house. And they're building this brand new, and now suddenly they have the opportunity to move to Kentucky to make $10, $11, $12 million a year, whatever it may be, coaching UK basketball. There's a lot to consider for any coach who takes any offer, but certainly for Scott Drew, and it seems to be trending that way, that he is the number one guy for Kentucky, and reports coming out, press conference today, but nothing officially confirmed. You got UK fans tracking planes flying from Lexington to Waco on the Plane Tracker website, knowing that Joe Kraft's private plane flew to Waco apparently twice yesterday. That's where Baylor University is. Is today the day? I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. It's 8:23 in the morning. A hot dog vendor spent 400 days in jail after a colleague stole his identity and is now prepping his revenge. So a colleague stole his identity. They thought the hot dog vendor himself was the one who committed, I guess, all these crimes. He didn't. Spent 400 days in jail. Now he's coming back to get his revenge. This has inspired a brand new film called The Hot Dog Vendor, rated PG-13.
Coming to theaters, Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as a guy looking for revenge. It's The Hot Dog Vendor.
Listen to me. I've been in jail for over a year, and I will get my revenge.
Hey, cool. So can I get a foot-long with ketchup and mustard?
Yes, fine. But after I prepare the hot dog, I will go get my revenge.
Arnold is back, and this time he's on a mission.
My freedom was stolen from me, and I will get the revenge in all of this.
Onions too, please.
Yes, okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is The Hot Dog Vendor.
Here is your hot dog. Now, come with me if you want to help me get my revenge.
Yeah, sure, after I eat the hot dog.
Eat the wiener! Eat it now!
Coming to theater.
There you go, coming to theaters. All right, let's see what's gone on this date, April the 11th. That's made this date a date to remember in history. Starting off on this date, 1970, where Apollo 13 blasted off on a mission to the moon that was disrupted when an explosion crippled the spacecraft. The astronauts did manage to return safely. Here's a clip of the launch of Apollo 13.
We have liftoff at 2:13. The Saturn V building up to 7.6 million pounds of thrust, and it has cleared the tower.
That is the original audio from this date, 2:13 in the afternoon, from Apollo 13's liftoff on this date, 1970. It was on this date 6 years later, 1976, something called the Apple I was created. First demonstrated the following July, the Apple I computer.
From High Technology, the computer store, introducing Apple II, the easy-to-operate home computer. Just hook it up to your TV to create dazzling color displays.
That was a funky-sounding commercial. On this day, 2015, President Barack Obama and Raul Castro met in Panama, the first meeting of U.S. and Cuban heads of state since the Cuban Revolution. Happened on this date, 2015, with President Obama and Raul Castro meeting.
Over time, it is possible for us to turn the page and develop a new relationship between our two countries.
And it was on this date, 2021, 20-year-old Dante Wright shot and killed at a traffic stop by a police officer in the Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, who says they thought they were grabbing their taser. Instead, they grabbed their gun. Here's a clip of Dante Wright's father, Aubrey Wright, speaking at his son's funeral.
I don't really speak much, but words can't even explain how I feel right now. You know, that was my son.
And that's what's gone on this date, April the 11th. That's made this date a date to remember. It is also a big day potentially for you. If you're looking for a new job or a new career, the job fair starts in an hour and a half, 10 o'clock in the morning this morning. 50-plus businesses on hand at the showroom in Danville.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer a layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Thanks, girls. You're right. It is tax refund time. Where are you going to spend yours? How about Mattresses and More? More than a mattress store. Located in Danville, Southland Plaza.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
All right, 8:28 in the morning. Hey, you saw this in every March Madness game. When someone missed a free throw, their teammates would reach out, high-five them anyway, right? Like, it's okay, you got the next one type thing. A study just found that encouragement like that, like a pat on the back or a high-five or something, really does make a difference. Researchers looked at hundreds of free throw scenarios from women's basketball games to see if actually, like an encouraging sign, actually helped players make their next free throw. And research shows it did. They were more likely to sink their second shot if a teammate reached out for a high five or a pat on the back. Their chances rose even more when multiple teammates did that. It didn't make a huge difference when they made the first shot, only when they missed the first shot. So, like, you make the first one, the player's not worried or concerned about an encouraging pat because they've already done what they were supposed to do. Only when they fail and miss their first shot does the encouraging pat or the high five or whatever make a difference. Researchers think it's because touch conveys a powerful nonverbal signal that, hey, we're with you. Even when you miss, we still got your back. It also definitely applies to other scenarios as well. So remember, the next time your kid or someone you care about feels like they failed at something, a pat on the back can make a difference. A study shows a pat on the back, some sort of physical touch, a high five, something like that, really does help in situations where a person feels like maybe they messed up or they failed in what they were supposed to do. Coming up in the next half hour, James the Gardener, Gardening with James, is on here, and we see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history coming up on The Joe Show.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A line of storms is moving in today, which could bring severe weather to parts of Kentucky. A flood warning remains in effect amongst the Ohio River. Strong and straight-line winds are possible, as well as hail and the risk of an isolated tornado. Rain is expected throughout the course of the day across the Commonwealth. More time has been added to the sentence of Jamarcus Glover, Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend.
Glover was sentenced to 7 years in prison for violating his probation by not showing up for court appearances on charges connected to a drug trafficking ring. He was the focus of the 2020 drug raid that resulted in the death of Breonna Taylor. Glover appeared in Jefferson County Circuit Court for the last of the cases against him that were scheduled for revocation hearings, where the judge added an additional year to his sentence. Glover still has a number of additional charges in other criminal cases.
Haley Hansen reporting. Police are needing help finding a missing teen. Elijah Bowman was last seen Monday morning at Imperial Mobile Home Park in Franklin County. Bowman is a 16-year-old male, 5'7", weighing 165 pounds, with short blonde hair, a goatee, and blue eyes. The teen is known to frequent Hickory Hills, Clay Villa, in downtown Frankfort. Anyone with information is asked to call local police. A father is grateful for the organ donor who responded to his post on Facebook. WKYT reports Chase Cooper had stage 4 renal cancer and was in need of a kidney. Hannah Durbin saw the post and started the process to become a donor. Durbin was a match for Cooper. Chase received a kidney from Hannah in February. April is National Donate Life Month. You can become a donor by joining the National Donate Life Registry. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News.
Did you know a typical adult has about 100,000 miles of blood vessels throughout their body? Fortunately, you don't have to go that far to get world-class heart and vascular care. With specialists in diagnosing and treating cardiovascular disease right here in Danville at CHI St. Joseph Health. Whether you're in need of heart attack care or minimally invasive treatments for vascular diseases, you can get the state-of-the-art heart and vascular care you need close to home. To schedule an appointment, call 859-313-2968.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is a place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too. Braids, highlights, don't even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our digit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right then, Jackie boy, brought to you by our friends over at O'Charlie's. They got their Sunday brunch coming back, starting Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. Enjoy a special menu, including French toast, biscuits and Garvey, as my mom would spell, steak and scrambled eggs, bacon, egg, and cheese quesadillas, and $5 mimosas. O'Charlie's Danville Manor Shopping Center. Cloudy skies, got some rain showers, thunder boomers hanging out today. High of 71, a low tonight of 46. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 58. Saturday, 70 and sunshine. Sunday, sunshine. 76. Right now it's 8:38. It's 60 degrees in Danville. And getting cloudy skies and rain showers. Phone number to call in here is 238-WHIR. Wedding Planning with Pim. What you got for us today, oh Pimmy?
And now, for the next few minutes, the man with...
Sorry about that. What you got for us today, oh Pimmy?
Hi, I'm Pim Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. Basically, there are 2 ways to plan your honeymoon. You can be industrious and do all the research on your own, Or you can let a travel agent handle the bulk of the work. Travel agents can be wonderful resources and can save you time and money. They can give you the skinny on lots of vacation spots and resorts couples have enjoyed the most. It's best to work with someone who plans lots of honeymoons instead of a corporate travel planner who may not be geared toward your needs. The more information you can give, the better he or she can match you to your ideal vacation spot. So you've booked the trip and have tickets in hand. Now you have to prepare yourself for the trip and make the most of your vacation budget. To stretch your dollars, 1, don't forget your toiletries. 2, go off campus. Ask for recommendations of good local restaurants. Often the food is great and the price is lower than the hotel's restaurants. 3, tell everyone from the airline desk clerk to the hotel concierge that you're on your honeymoon. You may get upgrades and special amenities. My love note for today: honeymoon or family vacation, make copies of the contents of your wallets and leave a copy with a trusted family member or friend. Then, if your purse is stolen or your wallet lifted, you'll have access to the information so you can quickly cancel credit cards.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Did you know a typical adult has about 100,000 miles of blood vessels throughout their body? Fortunately, you don't have to go that far to get world-class heart and vascular care. With specialists in diagnosing and treating cardiovascular disease right here in Danville at CHI St. Joseph Health. Whether you're in need of heart attack care or minimally invasive treatments for vascular diseases, you can get the state-of-the-art heart and vascular care you need close to home. To schedule an appointment, call 859-313-2968.
Time out for sports this weekend with SportsMap Radio Network on WHIR AM 1230.
All right, 8:41 in the morning. Grub Gab, the world of food. This morning, where you can just eat it. We'll have that coming up here in just a second. And influencers' out-of-control gender reveal included in an airplane is now being bashed for polluting the air. And the airlines have found a way to blend their recent mishaps with this new trend of gender reveals using airplanes. I guess like the exhaust or whatever that came out the back was either blue or pink. I guess that's how they did it. I don't know. But being blamed by polluting the air, and everybody wins when you use an airplane gender reveal.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. Unfortunately, we are going to be a bit delayed because we are going to be participating in a gender reveal. So please bear with us. There's an influencer on the ground who's depending on us, so let's do this. Just a heads up, if you see the seatbelt sign go on, it's a boy. If oxygen masks drop from the ceiling because of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, it's a girl. If the door suddenly comes loose and flies off, it's a boy. If the floor of the lavatory drops out and the toilet falls to the ground, it's a girl. And finally, if both wings of the aircraft burst into flames and fly off, it's twins, a boy and a girl. Okay, are you ready? Let's go viral.
Let's see what's going on in Grub Cab, the world of food, where you can just eat it. Here we go. All right, starting off with Pizza Hut. Jimmy Fallon and Pizza Hut have gotten together in a partnership to create a new limited-time celebrity meal called Jimmy's Personal Pan Pizza. The pizza was created along with Nostalgia Theme Chain, a company founded by Michelin chef star Tim Hollingsworth and famous foodie BJ Novak. Chain works with several national brands like Outback, TGI Fridays, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and also collaborates with various celebrities. Jimmy's Personal Pan Pizza was created by Chef Tim Hollingsworth. A pizza made with a flaky, buttery dough that's topped with a 4-cheese blend that includes Parmigiano Rosé, along with Chef Tim's original spicy red sauce, is served with a side of pepperoni chips and a cup of Chain's dippable super ranch dressing. The limited time Personal Pan Pizza is available only in Hollywood. Come on! He teases us like that. Tomorrow through Sunday. And that Pizza Hut, apparently there will also be transformed into a build-your-own Sunday bar and custom cocktails developed with Thunderbird. Popeyes tested a new signature hot crispy sandwich at select locations in the U.S. Popeye's new signature hot crispy sandwich features a chicken breast filet marinated in Popeye seasonings that's breaded and hand-battered. It's topped with an all-new signature hot sauce that's spicy and sweet, as well as barrel-cured pickle slices. There's also a bacon and cheese version of the new sandwich that's topped with bacon and Havarti cheese. These new items have been spotted at select test locations in Nashville so far, and if you happen to see it in your location, Chew Boom wants to know about it as well, wants to get your review on it. But Nashville, the place to go for these. Hey, have you ever gone past a billboard and wished you could smell it? I don't know, like catch a whiff of the cologne on your local superstar or the personal injury lawyer or something? I don't know. McDonald's is debuting the first ever scented billboards. They're only in the Netherlands for now, and it's a bit of a stunt. The billboards don't show any ads. They're just blank red or yellow signs. But they do have smells piped in and vented out. They asked passers-by what they noticed, and most of them said they smelled French fries. It's unclear if they're just doing this for social media clicks or if this is something that might be rolled out everywhere, but it seems like a good idea. In the Netherlands, billboards are being placed in areas close to McDonald's locations. Interesting. McDonald's debuting the first ever scented billboards. Popeyes testing a new signature hot crispy sandwich. Jimmy Fallon and Pizza Hut team up for a Jimmy Personal Pan. Grub Gab, the world of food where you can just eat it, folks. All right, shout-outs real quickly. Ken Lamons, Dave Crawford, Paul Toth, Kelly Burchin having birthdays. 37th anniversary to Pat and Bob Williams. Bob Williams is the mayor of Harrodsburg, and he and his wife, Pat, 37 years married today. There you go.
And now, for the next few minutes, the man with the jolly green thumb and the big straw hat is going to tell us where it's at. Gardening with James, that's the name. Growing good food, that's our aim. Working in our garden every day. Well, we might not be all that pretty, but we don't mind getting all dirty and gritty. Growing our food the natural way. Yes, we're gardening with James, the natural way. Let's dig it, James.
James the gardener.
What's going on, Joe Show?
What's up with James?
Oh, just watching the rain this morning. And this, I guess we're going to get our share of it. But we still got a cookout we're going to do out there at the, what's the name of the place?
The showroom.
Showroom. Couldn't get the word out, yeah.
For the job fair today.
Yeah.
That'll start at, the actual job fair starts at 10, but James and Radio Rick and the crew will be there at 11 o'clock with hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cold Pepsi products. So you can go in there, you can get a job, you can get a free lunch, and you are set and pretty. I mean, maybe Monday of next week, April the 15th, you're starting a brand new job that you've gotten at the job fair.
Right into something brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah,
that's what we like.
Yeah, so, but, with this rain, because bushes, I don't know, I've seen a lot of bushes that are just like 7-8 foot wide, and I know people that try to keep them manicured and things like that. But for me, that is, that's quite a bit. So if you've got bushes that are in the way, that are too big, and they're just now starting their growth, from, this season, now would be a great time to cut it back to where it's manageable. If it's blocking a sidewalk, if it's blocking your car from getting into your driveway, go ahead and trim those bushes back now because we're getting all this rain and the growth is just going to continue because each year most bushes grow 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah.
And if you miss 3 years, that's 9 inches that it's done grown. So really pay attention, to your landscape. Keep it away from areas like sidewalks or say your porches. And I've always said if you've got bushes or shrubs that are too big for your living room window that you enjoy sitting at, and you're thinking about cutting it, don't think about it. Cut it. Because now you can see the beauty that you had planned for the whole time, but you let it slip by about 6 years.
Yeah.
And now the bush is too unmanageable. So take care of those little things now before the growing season really gets off and running.
Gardening with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the Joe Show at this time.
Yes, sir.
All right, James, I'm going to ask you some questions here.
Okay.
Today is National Pet Day. You have a pet, you plug him in, he swims. When you want him to stop swimming, you unplug him and you go to bed.
Makes life, I don't have to feed it, no training, no nothing.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Cleaning out the fish tank, anything.
None.
It only swims when you plug it in.
That's right.
2/3 of us have at least one pet at home, according to the most recent stats. Dogs and cats, certainly most common.
Right.
Fish,
right.
Birds, rodents, reptiles, and horses
right.
are the next most common. 97% of us think of fur babies as a part of the family.
They are.
Which I think is natural. Yeah, I don't know. When someone asks me, Joe, how big is your family? I say a family of 4. I don't say a family of 5 because we have a dog.
Right.
So I don't know, how far we're stretching this, saying they're part of the family. But I feed them, I take them out, things like that.
I was going to say,
right?
because the responsibilities of a pet is pretty much the same responsibilities as a child.
Yeah.
You got to feed them, got to take care of them,
got to
give them
out.
shots, got to take them to the doctor.
Exactly right. Yeah. So he's part of the family.
Yeah.
But we get a little creative when we name the pets. A little more creative than we do maybe with our actual kids.
Right.
Nationwide Pet Insurance has an actual contest to find the wackiest pet names in America. And they just announced, James, the finalists for 2024. Voting closes tomorrow, James.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give you the finalists for the wackiest pet names in America. There's a dog category and there's a cat category.
Okay.
And there's also a non-dog or cat category. So the other pets people have.
Right.
All right. So a dog category, a cat category, non-dog cat category, 3 different categories.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. The top names in the running this year. In the dog category. Boots with the Fur.
Boots with the Fur. Okay.
That's the name of a dog.
Okay.
Chug Chug Pickles.
You got that much time to call your dog?
Hey, Chug Chug Pickles.
Get back here.
You think that one's long? Little Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies.
Oh, no.
That is the name. Someone named their dog Little Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies.
And the dog remembers that when you call all those 9 names.
And I assume they've got it shortened for a nickname, like our dog's Chipper. We call him Chip for short.
Yeah.
But that's not odd. Little Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies. What are you going to call him? Little Richard, I guess?
I was going to say, I just nail it down to Little Richard.
Yeah, or Little or something like that.
Yeah.
Lord Waddles.
Lord Waddles.
Guess this dog waddles.
I was going to say, that dog must be overweight.
Lulu the Conqueror.
Lulu the Conqueror.
Mr. Pizza Puff. Mr. Pizza Puff.
Mr. Pizza Puff. Okay.
Molly from Corporate.
Molly from Corporate.
Team the Bandit Player.
Oh.
Team the Bandit Player.
Team the Bandit Player.
A dog that they simply just called the News. Where's the News at?
That's pretty cool.
That's
kind of cool.
Kind of just like the News.
Yeah. Hey, News.
That's kind of just like a cool name.
That's right.
Not much to it.
Yeah, come on over here.
Come on, News. The News.
That's right. We got places to go.
And this one is all one name, all right?
Okay.
One Love, Tiny Dancer, Princess Margaret Rose Windsor.
I'm not sure I have a comment for that one.
So, James.
That's like 9 names.
Out of the 10 names that you've heard, although it's probably about 50 names when you add them all together, like the actual names, but those are 10 different dog names. You got the News? Is that your favorite one?
I like the News.
That's just kind of cool and smooth,
that
right?
That is so cool.
The News. All right, if you're going the News, that would be mine too, but I got to be different, so I'm going to pick a different one.
Okay.
See, I don't know. I don't want people to just start naming their dog wacky things just simply. Like, I could name my dog something stupid.
Sure.
And get it in this contest, but that seems ridiculous to me.
But logically, no.
Give me Chug Chug Pickles.
Chug Chug Pickles?
That one's off the wall.
Yeah, that is totally different.
So Chug Chug Pickles is my pick in the news.
Okay.
Is James's pick in the dog category.
That's right.
Now we go to the cat category.
Okay.
Here's the cat nominees. The 10 nominees for the cat category of the wackiest pet names, as done by Nationwide Pet Insurance.
Okay.
Balsamic Vin.
Balsamic?
Vin.
Vin.
So it's short for balsamic vinegar. They just call it balsamic Vin.
Oh, okay.
Car alarm.
Couldn't think of nothing else.
They probably found a cat when the car alarm was going off.
Yep.
And so I guarantee you that's what it was.
Yep.
It was a stray cat, came up to their house,
Yep.
probably knocked off their car alarm, jumped on their car or
Right.
something like that to knock the alarm off.
Right.
What are we going to call this cat? Let's call him Car Alarm.
Car alarm.
I guarantee you that's the story.
That's how we found it, and that's how we named it.
Itty Bitty Kitty Committee.
That's too much. That's way too much.
Okay. Meow-nays.
Meow-maze?
Meow-nays, like
Nays.
mayonnaise.
Oh.
But meow-nays.
Nays.
Yeah.
Mm.
Minerva Meow-gonagal.
Lord.
That's too much to say.
Way
That's
too
already
much.
out of consideration for
Yeah.
me. Necronomacat. That's all. Also, that's out. I can't
yeah.
even say it.
No.
Skull Crusher.
Skull. I'd be scared of that cat.
That's a good one. Here's one. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Instead of Steph Curry.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
I can kind of see how that mixed a little bit.
Tony Scarface Baloney.
Tony Scarface. No.
And Samsung Family Hub Refrigerator.
Lord have mercy.
All right, so who do you have?
So the dogs did better than the cats.
I don't know. I mean, you got one dog named Little Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies, and a cat named Samsung Family Hub Refrigerator. James, which one do you have as your favorite cat name?
Oh, Lord.
You going Car Alarm?
Yeah, Car Alarm. I'll go with Car
Right.
Alarm. I can remember that one.
I'm going to go with Itty Bitty Kitty Committee.
Okay.
So I think both of those are good.
Yeah, those
I think
are-
our two choices in both categories are good.
Yeah.
I've got Chug Chug Pickles in the dog category. James has got the news.
The news. That's
In the
right.
cat category, James has got Car Alarm. I have Itty Bitty Kitty Committee.
See who wins.
And then there's the catch-all division. Nominees in that include a tortoise named Midsize Sedan,
That'd be about right.
a lizard named Frosted Mini Wheats,
Frosted Mini Wheats.
a guinea pig named Cow Pig,
Oh.
and an actual pig named Snoop Hoggy Hog.
Snoop
That one may
Hoggy.
be the best out of all the names.
Snoop Hoggy Hog.
Out of all the names, give me the pig named Snoop Hoggy Hog.
Wow.
If you want to vote or whatever, you can do that. Petinsurance.com /wacky pet names. I'm going to have Alexa remind me, or Siri or whatever remind me to set a reminder for next Wednesday. That's when the pet winners are going to be announced.
Okay.
And we'll have to see if we picked any of the winners, James.
I'm sure we did.
For the dog, the cat, and the catch-all division, which Snoop Hoggy Hog should have in the bag. It's 8:56 in the morning on this Thursday, April the 11th. James the Gardener, go say hi to him today at the Regional Job Fair and Expo.
Come on out.
At the Showroom in Danville. Starts at 10 o'clock.
Your next career change is waiting for you at the huge Regional Job Fair this Thursday, April 11th in Danville at the showroom as the Danville-Boyle County Development Corporation, Danville-Boyle County Chamber, along with the Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County Chambers, Lebanon-Marion County Career Center, and the Danville Career Center are all teaming up for a huge Regional Job Fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom, 2405 Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies, businesses, and organizations are in need of employees opportunities in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, banking, fiscal court, correctional officers, food industry, grocery, county and state employers, trade and skilled occupational opportunities, and many more career choices will be available. Z105 will be broadcasting live, feeding you for free 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products. Don't miss this huge regional job fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 at the showroom in Danville, 2405 Lebanon Road. This day could change your life.
Don't miss this year's biggest deal at Suntan City. Right now, tan-free year for only $15 a month when paid in full.
There are lots of ways to show up to a party. Fashionably late, awkwardly early, and best of all, glowingly beautiful. That's easy to do when you have a tanning membership at Suntan City. No matter when you arrive, you're sure to get noticed.
Buy today and tan-free year for just $15 a month when paid in full.
Let yourself shine at Suntan City.
Dale Suttles for the Sunrise Children's Services.
We are expanding. We are looking for floor staff, and we're looking for therapists. We offer a competitive salary, 401k, matching, paid vacation, paid medical, dental, vision. We're looking to hire about 25 people on that campus. The phone number is 859-936-3545, 936-3545. You can go to sunrise.org. We need mission-minded, caring individuals that want to make a difference.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. They're your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Call Mark or Chris for a free quote at 236-6686. Cloudy skies, rain showers, thunderstorms. The high today 71, low tonight 46. Tomorrow, the rain clears out, but we do cool down. 58 is the high. Friday, Saturday, 70. Sunday, 76. Right now, it is 8:59 in the morning, and we are coming up on 9 o'clock in the 9 o'clock hour, 9:35. Farmers National Bank is on here. Valerie McMahon joins the show, and we're talking financial literacy. April is Financial Literacy Month, and they're having that conversation topic today, but also talking about a shred day that they're having, where you can bring like the documents you don't need but have maybe information on and get it shredded at Farmers National Bank. So we'll talk about that as well. A lot to do over the next hour. We're 3 hours in. We got 1 hour to go on The Joe Show. It's 9 o'clock.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The head of the FBI is warning Congress of possible attacks in the U.S. inspired by recent events in Russia and the Middle East. Christopher Wray is scheduled to speak before the House Appropriations Committee today. In his opening statement, Wray will say the FBI is increasingly concerned about the potential for a coordinated attack in the U.S. The Biden administration is moving to close the so-called gun show loophole when it comes to background checks. Officials say the new federal rules will expand the definition of licensed firearm dealers and sharpen existing enforcement measures to ensure background screenings are carried out in more gun sale locations. Arizona Republicans are blocking an attempt by state Democrats to cancel a law that bans nearly all abortions.
I move that we recess to the sound of the bell immediately.
You've heard the secondary motion. I heard a second. All in favor of that motion, vote aye. All opposed, vote no. Ayes have it, so ordered.
And the Democrats protested. In the Arizona House Wednesday, Republican Representative Matt Gress joined Democrats in trying to bring a bill forward that would stop the ban. Maryland Governor Wes Moore is reporting progress in recovery and salvage efforts at the site of the deadly Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Speaking at a news conference Wednesday, Moore said crews are continuing to clear debris so a limited access shipping channel can be opened by month's end.
And we're on track to open up a 35-foot deep channel by the end of April, and the length of that channel is also going to be 280 feet.
The governor says there have been no changes to the timeline for opening a permanent, wider, and deeper federal navigation channel by the end of May. S&P 500 futures are little changed as inflation worries pressure stocks this week. I'm Michael Cass.
Celebrate the big horse race at the Paristown Derby Day Garden Party, presented by Woodford Reserve at Paristown on Saturday, May 4th. Wager and watch the races. Enjoy live music, cocktails, food, and more. VIP and general admission ticket options available. VIP tickets include boxed lunch, complimentary drinks, and private spaces. Tickets on sale now at Paristown.com. Don't miss Paristown's Derby Party for the people.
Weekend plans?
I'm going to Vegas, baby. You should come.
I'm grounded.
You're 32.
Oh, grounded like I can't fly.
Well, I'm a real ID, so I can board any domestic flight.
If you're flying in the U.S. or visiting a military base starting May 7th, 2025, you'll need a Kentucky Real ID driver's license or an ID that's Real ID compliant. Make a plan to get yours now. Go to realidky.com.
I got to get out of here. Bye. I'll see you next week when I get back. Sorry you can't come with me.
Former interpreter for Los Angeles Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani is reportedly negotiating a guilty plea following allegations of illegal gambling. More from Mark Mayfield.
According to the New York Times, Ippei Mizuhara is in negotiations to plead guilty to federal crimes in connection with his reported theft of millions of dollars from Ohtani. Prosecutors have reportedly found that Mizuhara stole more than the almost $5 million he's accused of taking to fund illegal gambling. Ohtani said last month he had zero knowledge of what happened to his money, while Mizuhara was quickly fired by the team. I'm Mark Mayfield.
It's been a busy week for residents in the eastern U.S. with an earthquake, a solar eclipse, and now a bright fireball seen streaking across the sky. Dozens of people told the American Meteorist Society that what they saw appeared to be a meteor early Wednesday morning, including some who submitted video. Reports came from 9 New Jersey towns, and still other reports came in from New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. California state employees are being required back in the office. Tammy Trujillo with the story.
Governor Gavin Newsom's administration announced Wednesday that all state employees are now required to work at least 2 days a week in office beginning in June. Cabinet Secretary Ann Patterson cited the dwindling COVID pandemic as the reason, with a standard policy needed for over 100,000 employees. U.S. Census data released in February found that roughly 15% of American workers are fully remote, a number 3 times higher than before the pandemic.
Fly me to the moon.
An auction of Tony Bennett's artwork will take place next week. The late singer's watercolor paintings of New York scenes, including Central Park, are being auctioned off April 18th and 19th at the Ertegun Jazz Hall of Fame at Lincoln Center. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
And then you look at the other crimes that they're committed, and they just let this go on and on and on. That's why they have blood on their hands. And if I end up being right, and terror cells are forming in this country, and they plot, plan, and scheme on 9/11, on October 7th or worse, and it happens, and a lot of dead Americans is the result of all of this, they have the blood on their hands. Just like all of the people that have been murdered, all the homicide victims, all of the crime victims, you can blame the Democratic Radical Party and Joe Biden for allowing and aiding and abetting in this. This is a prescription for an unmitigated disaster. You want to talk about a threat to democracy? This is your biggest threat to democracy.
Check out the Sean Hannity Radio Show later today, right here.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning to you. It's Thursday. It's the 11th day of April. 041124 on your calendar. A day where we get cloudy skies. Rain showers are hanging around here today as well. Forecast comes your way. News coming up here now, and the ad blaster is around the corner.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
88 Heating and Air. Trust 88 to be there when you need them the most. 88 is always on the way. Call them 859-519-6382, and that's how you get in touch with 88 Heating and Air. All right, rain showers, thunderstorms today. 71 is your high. 46 is the low. Cloud of skies, soggy weather for us today. We do clear out tomorrow with some sunshine, a high of 58. Saturday, sunshine, 69. Sunday, mostly sunny. High is 76. It's 80 is the high Monday. Right now, it's 9:11 in the morning. We're going to cast some ads, also known as the Adcaster.
Now, the Adcaster Show on WHIR. Buy, sell, trade for free. Phone lines are now open. Call 859-238-WHIR. Let her go.
Yep, the Adcaster Show, 238-WHIR. Phone number to call in here this morning, 238-9447. We'd love to have you on the Adcaster. If you have something you want to buy, sell, swap, trade, or give away, we get you on here. We have someone who wants a CNA needed for a bedridden lady with dementia. They will pay you well. 859-613-2021. 859-613-2021. For sale, Disney VHS tapes, 20 pairs of Nike shoes, a baby walker, a high chair, and a car seat, brand new clothes, large-sized shirts, Wolverine boots, and Rock'em cowboy boots. 859-613-9439. 859-613-9439. Someone wants to do tree work. You can call Ronnie, 612-8917. 612-8917. And lastly, we have for sale a 10x10 insulated building. $1,200 for it. 859-583-9812. 859-583-9812. We'll step aside. We'll come back, give it the second half of the Adcaster right after this on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR, brought to you by Big Deals, where you can save money by shopping at our Big Deals website, hometownlive.net. Up to 50% savings every day to local businesses and places you'd have shopped at regardless. So why not save money while you do it?
Shop local, buy local, save Big Deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals online store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save Big Deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save Big Deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Classic song here. Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. All right. We're Adcastering this sucker up this morning. 238-WHIR, 238-9447. And we'd love to have you on the show here. We have someone who... Oops, Yeah, give me 1 second. So I've got the items like split up, first half and second half, and accidentally put the second half items back that I hadn't read and kept the first half items up here on the board in front of me. So let's try this again. Someone wants to buy a hot water heater. 691-3146, 859-691-3146. For sale, Callie Schulte and German Shepherd figurines. 859-734-9734. 859-734-9734. Someone wants to estimate, they need someone to estimate to repair missing shingles from the roof. Need someone to come give them an estimate. 734-9734, same person who has the figurines for sale. 859-734-9734. And for sale, a variety of saw blades, jigsaw blades, different driver bits, a laser level by Bosch, other electrical tools, and a new utility sink with a faucet, $50 for the sink. 859-619-8192. 859-619-8192. That's all she wrote. He wrote, and they wrote for this Thursday morning edition of the Adcaster right here on The Joe Show. Adcaster returns same time, same place, same station next week on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Gary Fogle, KSM, Kentucky Sports Memories is coming your way next.
Hello, I'm Gary Fogle. Welcome to Kentucky Sports Memories. Kentucky native Leo Foster was once a teammate of Hank Aaron. But today, we're going to talk about Foster's career.
At Watson's, we've been delivering all the family fun and relaxation to our local community for over 50 years. Our mission is to provide high-quality home recreational products and home furnishings to our customers that bring families and friends together for a break from the daily stresses of life. Shop the largest local selection of in-stock products for your home, inside and out, and get the guaranteed lowest price in the USA. Only at Watson's. We have all the fun.
Leo Foster is a Kentucky native, grew up in Covington, graduated from Covington Holmes High School in 1969. From there, he went on to play professional baseball and even played parts of 5 seasons in the major leagues in the early to mid-70s. Was a teammate of Hank Aaron in 1974 when Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. But prior to that, in 1971, when Foster made his major league debut, he had quite an interesting debut. He was playing shortstop, and on the very first ball ever hit to him at shortstop in the major leagues, he committed an error. Then at the plate, he flew out his first at bat, hit into a double play his second at bat, and hit into a triple play his third at bat. He laughs about it now, more than 50 years later, and even friends and some people he doesn't know laugh about it with him. He shared some stories with me about this.
I had one guy at the Holmes High School Hall of Fame dinner. He walked up to me, didn't know who the guy was, never met him, and he says, "Did you hit into a triple play your first time at bat in the major leagues?" Well, I said, "Well, you got half of that right. I did hit into a triple play my first major league game, but it was my third at bat." And it was like he was disappointed that I didn't hit into a triple play my first at bat. So,
well, here's the positive way to look at it. You had 3 at bats in your major league debut, and you made contact with the ball in all 3 of them.
Yes.
So no strikeouts.
No strikeouts, no.
You know, he may be the only player in history to hit into a triple play in his major league debut. And he says the error in the field on the first ground ball hit to him, said he was a nervous wreck. It was amazing he could even stand up. But after that, he settled down, played parts of 5 seasons. More with Leo tomorrow. Gary Fogle, Kentucky Sports Memories.
Hi, this is Karen, and at ADA Heating and Air, we offer free estimates on replacements. We install American Standard heating and air conditioning equipment. Our employees do not work on commission, so you don't pay for unnecessary repairs. We offer the best pricing around. On average, we can save you 15%. We offer same or next day service. Financing is available on our website at adaheatingandair.com. Call ADA today for all your HVAC needs at 859-519-6382. ADA is on the way.
Dunn's Barbecue and Catering, located in Harrisburg, Kentucky. Here for your affordable catering needs. Ribs, chicken, brisket, as well as our famous pulled pork. All sides homemade. Available for weddings, company picnics, family reunions, or just an old-fashioned pig roast. So call 859-734-3675. That's 859-734-3675. Dunn's Catering and Barbecue. 859-734-3675. I'm Sid Dunn, and like my Uncle Herb always used to say,
it's not barbecue until it's done.
Hi, this is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. Do you have a small business in need of bookkeeping, payroll, or other business services? At H&R Block, we do it all, from simple sole proprietorships to partnerships, corporations, estates and trusts, and even nonprofit returns. With our monthly business services starting at just $50 per month, our prices are competitive and can allow you to focus on your business while we take care of your books. Give us a call at 859-236-3281 to learn more about our small business services, or stop by the office at 216 Brent Avenue in Danville.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
All right, 9:21 in the morning. Rainy day. Again, 10 o'clock in the mornings when the job fair starts at the showroom. Cookout live broadcast starts at 11 o'clock on Z105 WRNZ FM. And you can listen to that and go see if you can land yourself a new job or a new career today at the showroom. James is in studio with us. James, we didn't get to go over, we ran out of time in the 9 o'clock hour, or the 8 o'clock hour, I should say, what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history.
Let's do it.
So since we got you in studio, James, we got some time to chit-chat.
Sure.
Let's see what's up. It was on this date, April the 11th. In rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1964, this band set a new record. They had 14 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. 14% of the chart.
That's quite a bit.
Was this band. Do you know who this band is? Want to take a guess on this date, 1964?
Can't remember that far back.
Can't buy me love.
But I remember that.
Yes, the Beatles set a record on this date, 1964. 14 of the top 100 songs were Beatles songs. Songs range from Love Me Do at number 81 to Can't Buy Me Love at number 1.
That's a nice song.
On this date, 1964, the Beatles set a record.
'Cause I don't care too much for money, but money can buy me love. I'll give you all I've got to give if you say you love me too. I may not have a lot to give, but what I got I'll give to you. I don't care too much for money, but money can buy me.
It was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1966. This group made their live debut at a place called The Troubadour in Hollywood, California.
Yeah, I remember that.
This group, Buffalo Springfield.
There's something happening here.
The folk rock band, renowned both for their music and as a springboard for the careers of Neil Young, Stephen Stills, and others, Buffalo Springfield were among the first wave of North American bands to become popular in the wake of what was called the British invasion. Buffalo Springfield, 1966.
Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
And it was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1970. We're circling the wagons back around as this song started a 2-week run at number 1 of this day, 1970, 54 years ago. The name of the song, Let It Be. It was the Beatles' 19th number 1 in just a 6-year span.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking
The Beatles, Buffalo Springfield, and the Beatles have made their mark on this date, April the 11th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history.
whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree.
All right, James the Gardener in studio. James, I saw a college basketball insider, Adam Zangoria, I believe that's how you say his last name, reporting that Scott Drew is in negotiations with the University of Kentucky now. Scott Drew being the head coach at Baylor University.
I've been hearing, and I've seen a couple of pictures of him, and I think he's going to be all right.
Oh, he'll do fine.
Yeah,
He's a great coach. Great X's and O's coach. Great recruiter as well.
Yeah.
I misspoke yesterday. I said he had the number 1 player in the nation committed to him next year at Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
Not the number 1 player, it's the number 4 player.
Oh, okay.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Number 1, number 4.
Yeah, anything between 1 and 5 is good.
Yeah. Top 5 player in the nation. How about that?
I will do that.
His name is VJ Edgecombe, and he's a guy that committed to Baylor over Duke and Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
So committed to Baylor to play for Scott Drew over Duke and Coach Cal, of course, when Cal was at Kentucky. So we'll see if those rumors come to fruition. There were rumors that Mitch Barnhart met with Dan Hurley yesterday in a conference call.
Okay.
Dan Hurley is the head coach at UConn.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. Apparently, if Scott Drew wants it, it's his job. Down there in Waco, Texas, we know that Joe Kraft and his private plane flew down to Waco, Texas, and twice yesterday.
Okay.
That's when you know you got money.
Yeah, you can fly twice to Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just twice in one day they flew to Texas.
That's a lot.
There and back, and then last night there again. And I don't know if they flew back last night or what, but like you can track planes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Plane
Yeah.
tracker website.
Yeah.
By the way, one of my buddies who was trying to figure out how to track the plane, his name is Corey Fugate, and Corey said, it's amazing how many planes are in the sky right now.
Lots.
You know, like you go to the website to track planes, and you're probably overwhelmed with the number of planes that are in the sky at any given moment.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They're all over the place.
All over the
Flying
place.
from country to country to airport to airport, right? Like, I don't think we know, unless you fly a lot, how many airplanes are in the sky right now.
Well, it's worse than an 8-lane
Oh, yeah,
freeway,
it's like
okay?
driving through Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is millions of people trying to get through the city. No, you
Yeah.
wait and you look up above you.
Yeah.
See how many planes are in the sky
There's
at
a
any given
lot.
moment. Yeah,
There's
you can,
a lot there.
You can track those online. All right, James, here we go. 15 random signs that you're an old person now. So we'll see, James, if you or I qualify being an old person. 15 random signs. Ready for this?
All right, let's do it.
Number 15, you drive by a nice house and say, that's a nice house.
That sounds like me.
I do that.
Yeah.
Or look at that house.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we're
I
one
can
for
live
one.
in that. Yeah.
Number 14, you cut your juice that you drink with water because everything's too sweet these days. You think things are too sweet these days, James?
Yeah, because I like tea.
Yeah.
And they've got no tea, sweet tea, and extra sweet tea.
Yeah. So would you cut it with water if it's too sweet?
Well, I'm not going to buy it. The extra
Okay.
sweet.
Well, then you would qualify for this.
Yeah.
You're just not even going to buy it because
Yeah.
it's too sweet for you.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the credit for that. You're 2 for 2.
All right.
You told a server, please give my compliments to the chef. I do that when I go out to eat. If it's good, I'll say, hey, compliments to the chef. And they'll say, thank you, appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and that's only right.
Yeah.
If you had a nice meal, go ahead and give
So
them a compliment.
I'm
with
2
you.
for 3.
Yeah.
You have picked up a piece of technology and said, how do you work this dang thing?
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 11, you leave the plastic on things to keep them new. You ever do that?
I've done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, you're kind of fitting the qualifications being an old person. I hate to break it to you.
Oh, Lord.
I don't want this to be a revelation to you, James, that you're getting old, but you're kind of fitting in this box we're making here.
I know.
Number 10, you know where your heating pad is.
I do.
Number 9, you just start conversations with strangers in public. You don't have to know them. You'll just talk to them.
Well, I'll talk to just about anybody.
Okay.
But normally I just don't reach out like that. Now, if they're standing in front of me and say, hey, how you doing, or something like
there
that.
you go. You're starting a conversation with a stranger then, James.
Yeah, yeah.
You got another one. The only one that you haven't really done is cutting your juice with water, but that's because you just won't buy anything that sweet.
Right.
Which to me is even over. It's even more so than like these people are at least buying it. James isn't even buying it.
Right.
All right. Number 8, you've recently stood outside a store in the morning waiting for it to open. Do you do that? Have you ever done that?
I have done it. Yes, I have.
All right. Like it opens at 8 and you're there at 7:45. Just kind of
7:45.
like,
That's right. Let me get in here.
All
That's
right.
for the
All
traffic.
right. You've done like
yeah.
every one of them.
Yeah.
Number 7, you watch the local news every night.
Not very often.
Okay.
Because I probably see it a tad bit in the morning. Then at the radio, it's got news on all day.
Yeah.
So
okay, here's bonus points.
Okay.
So you may not watch the local news every night, but do you ever hear a news story and say, what's this world coming to?
I've done that.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
So
gone
you
crazy.
didn't get number 7, but you got the bonus, so you're still
Okay.
you're
All right.
still on track to do every one.
Okay.
Number 6, you judge parents if a kid isn't wearing isn't wearing a jacket. Like it's April, that kid should have a jacket on.
Well, I guess I'll probably say that
Okay,
too.
all right, there you go. Number 5, all right, we're in the top 5 now.
All right.
Do you use your speakerphone for most of your calls?
No.
Okay.
Missed that one.
So we made it to the top 5, and we finally have one James does not do.
No, don't do that.
Number 4, you can't stand or sit without making some sort of noise. So like you get you get up.
You talking about that grunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Hey, James has got one of the getting up and sitting down grunts.
That's right.
Number 3, you're thinking of something, and when you remember it, you snap your fingers. Oh, I remember what that was.
That sounds like me.
All right.
That's now I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, it says you print your boarding pass just in case, or like something that you could have on your phone, if there's a paper version of it, do you print it just in case your phone doesn't work?
No, I'll just take a picture on the phone.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So James is new age technology, at least in that instance.
Yeah.
Number one.
Save a tree.
You eat Tums like candy.
No.
Okay, so we made it to the top 5, and James had done every single one of them. And then we got inside the top 5, and James had only done 2 of the 5.
Right.
But you finished 12 of 15, James.
Watch out.
And our top 15 random signs that you are an old person now.
Live long enough, everybody be old.
I guess that's true. It's a great blessing to be an old person,
that's right. I
Yes.
cannot complain about that at all.
Good stuff. Cloudy skies, rain showers, 60 degrees right here in Danville. We are talking with Farmers National Bank coming up. Valerie McMahon is going to be in studio to talk Financial Literacy Month here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Last place feeling in life is no place to be. Ready for a new way of living? The Isaiah House will put you first. Long-term and short-term residential treatment, outpatient treatment, medication assistant treatment, transitional living and job skills training. Isaiah House has the programs to the path of help, hope, and healing. End the hurting. Take the first step toward a happier, healthier you. Call the Isaiah House anytime, 24 hours a day.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pam Fitzgerald Clark with Wedding Planning with Pam, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
New playgrounds are open in Danville. Yesterday, Danville-Boyle County Parks and Recreation announced that playgrounds at Cowan Street and Jackson Park are now open. Other amenities like new trash receptacles, benches, and shade will be added soon. But for now, the playgrounds themselves are open. Governor Andy Beshear's veto period has come to an end, and one of those bills he vetoed was House Bill 5, known as the Safer Kentucky Act. In his veto of the bill, which takes a harsher stance on crime, Beshear says it does have good parts to it, specifically mentioning the destruction of firearms used in murders and making carjacking a separate crime. However, amongst other things, Beshear disagreed with the bill's stance on homelessness, which he says the bill would criminalize. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays-Bledsoe, though, says Beshear's interpretation of that is wrong.
I served on the Salvation Army Board in Lexington for 6 years. I'm all for helping people provide ways to escalate through that ladder. But at some point, the challenge becomes someone choosing to live a lifestyle, however they might use it, and everyone else having to adapt. What they were trying to do in this bill was provide law enforcement and cities some options to say, you can't just squat wherever you want.
The General Assembly will reconvene beginning tomorrow with the opportunity to override any vetoes the governor has issued. A simple majority is all that's needed from both chambers to override a veto. Stanford police are issuing an alert to businesses and institutions in the area that prop money is being circulated in the area. The replicas mimic denominations of $100, $20, and $5 bills and often look extremely close to the real thing. They are, however, distinguishable upon closer examination, typically featuring a mark like motion picture or copy on it. They're now asking people to be attentive when handling and dealing with cash and inspect each bill thoroughly. And hey, if you bought a Powerball ticket from the Harrodsburg Kroger, you might want to check those numbers. Fox 56 is reporting that a Powerball ticket that was sold at the Harrodsburg Kroger for $50,000 has not yet been claimed. That ticket was sold before or on April 6th, prior to that April 6th drawing. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, the on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. At the Nutrition Center, we strive to help our customers achieve optimal health. From our high-quality collagen proteins to our immune system support vitamins, we are here to help you and your family stay healthy all throughout the year. We provide locally raised, free-range meats, eggs, and fresh milk and organic produce boxes delivered weekly. Your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center is here to serve you. Visit us at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
All right, brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Delahaye Street. Cloudy skies, rain showers today. We are dealing with just a soggy day overall. A high today of 71. A low tonight, 46. Yep, we see the temperature drop, and then we get clearing out tomorrow, but it's just not going to warm up all that much. 58's the high, and then you get 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts at times tomorrow. Right now, it's 9:39 in the morning, and we're talking with Farmers National Bank.
The following is a paid program.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that, Jim. And we welcome on to the show Valerie McMahon, a certified financial planner from Farmers National Bank, and glad to have her on the show this morning. Good morning, Valerie. How are you?
Good morning. I am great. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being on here, talking about Financial Literacy Month, and a very important topic, obviously, financial literacy. You got a whole month dedicated to it in the month of April. And let's kind of start off the conversation, Valerie, with people's financial situations that are unique to them, right? Each person is in a different situation than the next door neighbor, right? So there are practical steps we can take to improve our financial situation. So let's start off there. Everybody, let's be quite honest. Everybody wants more money in their bank account.
That's right.
So how can we do that, right? What are some practical steps we can take to keep as much money in our bank account as possible?
So I think the big thing is realizing that knowledge is power. You know, a lot of people are kind of intimidated when it comes to thinking about money, thinking about finances, and we just need to learn more. There are laws now that personal finance has to be covered in high school, but that's a relatively new thing.
Okay.
And so I think the knowledge that we need is, how do we budget? Okay, how do we live within our means? We each have our own paycheck, and we need to hopefully live below our means so that we can also save some. So
Yes,
if we're bringing in $2,000 a month, we probably only need to be spending $1,500 a month and saving some and giving away some, depending on what your beliefs are with that. And then also, do we know what needs are versus wants are? You know, when you talk about it, it's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty obvious. But when you see people's spending patterns, it becomes that it's not so obvious to a lot of people. So do you really need to go out to eat 5 times a week?
Yeah. I think that's the toughest one.
It is.
Especially for family. So we got a family of 4, me, my wife, and 2 kids. And it seems like every night we got something, right? You got baseball one night, or softball, or soccer, or church, or whatever it may be. And they're all great activities to be involved in.
Right.
But 5 o'clock, 5:30, by the time you get home, it's 6:30. Oh, we haven't cooked dinner yet. Well, it's going to take an hour to cook. Well, let's just stop by such and such and get something. And all that adds up every single day, right?
Absolutely.
So it's almost more convenient for yourself to go out to eat, but it's not convenient for your bank account to do it.
Right. And we're all so busy. I mean, I have 3 kids. 2 are grown and flown, so it's a little bit different. But I remember those days of running from soccer practice to swim practice to whatever, and it's just really hard. So that's where, planning is near and dear to my heart. And so even planning meals for the week and making something on Sunday night that you can eat all during the week. It's hard. It is hard. But if you really want to build your bank account and build your financial stability, I think it's important to do.
Yeah. Is there a certain number? And I mean, I know there is a specific number, but again, people's financial situations are unique to them.
Right.
But what is the number that you all would set to say this is how much of your paycheck you need to save? What is the percentage?
Well, the long-term goal has been kind of trying to save 10%.
Okay.
And I hesitate to say that to people because sometimes I think like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can save that much. So what I tell people is, okay, if you can't save that much, start with 1%. Or start with 2%. Start with what you can, and then every time you get a pay raise or you pay off a bill, bump up your savings.
Yeah.
And so your goal is to get to 10%. If you can't get to 10% day one, that's okay, but shoot for that.
Yeah. So you are a certified financial planner. In your role, what do you do? How do you help people?
So people will come to me with a specific goal or just a goal to say, hey, we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And so almost everybody that I work with wants to retire someday, right?
Right.
And so that's a goal, and they have to decide, okay, how much money do I need to spend when I retire? And that is a challenge, so I can help them with that. A lot of people want to plan to save for college for their kids, so that's a goal. Maybe there's other goals. They want to buy a second house, or they want to sell the house that they're in and buy a bigger house someday. So those are the kinds of things that I help people with. And then also part of any good financial plan is risk management. So you and your wife might have the best plan in the world, but it's reliant on both of you living past retirement age. And I know that's a morbid subject to think about, but we all need to think about what would our family do if we were no longer here to provide the income we're providing. And so life insurance comes into that, having health insurance, having disability insurance. So there's a lot of moving parts in a financial plan that I help people look at.
So you're helping people try to get to that financial goal for retirement. I'm 34 years old. I'll be 35 this August. So let's say you got someone coming in that's younger. For example, 25, 30, 35. What are some things that you would offer, tips to offer younger people, quote unquote?
Sure.
So when they get to 65, they got that number to say, hey, look, we can retire and live comfortably now at the age of 65. What are some tips that young people can start doing?
Yeah, I think it's great to start young because a lot of people, when you're 25, you feel like 65 is forever away.
Oh, you got 40 years.
That's
This
right.
is generation. How many more solar eclipses are we going to see before I turn 65?
Let me tell you, as a 56-year-old, that time goes by fast.
Yeah.
You look back and like, where did those years go? Especially when you're as busy as what you're saying you are, the time just flies. And so if you don't start as early as you can, it's much harder to catch up when you're in your 40s than if you start at your 20s. So the tips I would say, start saving. If you have access to a 401k, especially if your employer is matching, by all means, please take advantage of that. That is free money that your employer is offering you in a 401k. And if you are not taking advantage of that, that's one of the biggest mistakes. Watch your debt. Credit cards are a little harder to get than they used to be when I was in my 20s, but people get in trouble and then they are in debt, and it's really hard to save when you're doing that. And then, make sure you and your partner are on the same page. Do we want to spend money on going out to eat every night, or is it more important to us to save money for college and for ultimate retirement?
Yeah. We're with Valerie McMahon, certified financial planner at F&B Investment Services, talking about the importance of financial literacy, with this month of April being Financial Literacy Month. And as we go throughout the years and the weeks, the months, and the years, what has become now a very important thing for people to do to keep as much money in their pocket as possible, besides, like you said, making the right choices, making sure we're saving a certain percentage of our checks, is to make sure that we're keeping our money and not getting scammed.
Yeah.
And there's new scams, seriously, every single day, every single week. There's some crook somewhere coming up with some way to try to take your money in some illegal scam. And we'll talk about that coming up in just a second and how important that is in Financial Literacy Month, because that's part of it, right? Being smart,
Absolutely.
being well-read, being literate to know what's real and what's not. And that's become a massive aspect of this financial literacy. And we'll talk about that coming up next here on The Joe Show with Valerie McMahon, a certified financial planner, Farmers National Bank, right after this.
Your next career change is waiting for you at the huge Regional Job Fair this Thursday, April 11th in Danville at the showroom as the Danville-Boyle County Development Corporation, Danville-Boyle County Chamber, along with the Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County Chambers, Lebanon-Marion County Career Center, and the Danville Career Center are all teaming up for a huge Regional Job Fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 in Danville at the showroom, 2405 Lebanon Road. Over 50 companies, businesses, and organizations are in need of employees in healthcare, manufacturing, education, social service, banking, fiscal court, correctional officers, food industry, grocery, county and state employers, trade and skilled occupational opportunities, and many more career choices will be available. Z105 will be broadcasting live, feeding you for free 11 to 2 with free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products. Don't miss this huge regional job fair this Thursday, April 11th, 10 to 2 at the showroom in Danville, 2405 Lebanon Road. This day could change your life.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Hello, this is Robert Wagner, General Manager of Hometown Radio. We love our listeners, and we know times are tough, so we wanted to do something big, so you could save money on local businesses. After several meetings, we could see no other way, so we opened Big Deals Online Store, selling gift certificates to local businesses. The gift certificates are just like cash. You buy full retail value gift certificates at a big discount.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Supplies limited, so hurry over to our online store at hometownlive.net and click on the Big Deals logo. Some restrictions may apply. Spend a few minutes now and save big tomorrow. Join other Hometown Radio listeners who are already shopping and saving at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net.
Now available at Farmers National Bank, free checking and a free gift. Simply open a new Farmers National Bank personal or business checking account and receive a free gift. Minimum required deposit is only $50. We make the process fast and easy. Call 866-888-0220 or stop into one of our 12 convenient locations. Farmers National Bank, with locations in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Perryville, Stanford, Liberty, and Middleburg. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's back, it's better, new owners and new style. In Danville on Stewart's Lane, it's the new Papa's Truck Stop.
Say what?
Open 24 hours for any time chicken, pizza, and snack bar. Always hits the spot. It's the new Papa's Truck Stop on Stewart's Lane in Danville.
Hi, this is Jenny at the Danville Nutrition Center. At the Nutrition Center, we strive to help our customers achieve optimal health. From our high-quality collagen proteins to our immune system support vitamins, we are here to help you and your family stay healthy all throughout the year. We provide locally raised, free-range meats, eggs, and fresh milk and organic produce boxes delivered weekly. Your locally owned Danville Nutrition Center is here to serve you. Visit us at 802 South 4th Street in Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, YMAX.com.
right, it's 9:51 in the morning, and we're talking Financial Literacy Month with Farmers National Bank, and we have Valerie McMahon here in studio this morning, and we left off the conversation before we hit that last break about the ever-growing number of scams that are not just in this area. I mean, they're nationwide, they're worldwide. Someone trying to get your hard-earned money into their account by scamming you and robbing you and lying to you, and let's talk about that, Valerie. What is the best way to spot scams, to avoid scams, and how can people do that to keep the money in their account that's theirs?
I think this is a hard one, and it is so infuriating because I've seen so many people scammed or almost scammed. I think the important thing to realize is that the scammers are playing on our emotions. Mm-hmm. So if someone is trying to scare you or someone is trying to excite you that you have won millions of dollars, take a step back and say, okay, is this real? And then do something to verify it. On the scaring ones, you know, I've had situations where a client was supposedly contacted by Farmers National Bank saying somebody from China stole all your money. And if you give us this gift card, we'll put the money back. Well, she went to the store, almost bought the gift card. Someone stopped her, a friend that she ran into. What she should have done is call the bank first and say, is this really true? And the same thing with someone being excited about winning millions of dollars. Does this make sense that I have to pay $3,500 in taxes to Publishers Clearinghouse in order to get my $1 million? No, it really doesn't make sense. But in the moment when you're so excited and so hopeful, it's easy to fall prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think being aware and then verifying, and also realizing that AI is going to make this all a lot harder, artificial intelligence, because the grandparent scam is alive and well, where someone calls and says, Grandpa, this is your grandson. I've been in a wreck and I need money now, and please don't tell my mom. Mm-hmm. Well, it was one thing when it was an unfamiliar voice and they could just say, well, I've been in a wreck, I'm stressed, that's why my voice is different. It's going to be a whole different thing when they modify their voice so it sounds like the actual grandson.
All it takes, apparently, for AI is, I've read, like 15 seconds of hearing your voice.
Right.
And they can replicate it.
Right. So even though your grandson, your granddaughter may say, don't call mom, sorry, call mom. If it's really that much of an emergency, mom's going to find out anyway, right?
Yeah, I feel like now with AI, we need like a secret family password outside of like our bank PIN numbers, right? Like let's say someone takes my voice and calls Rebecca, and it's AI. Rebecca, this has happened. Can you such and such money? Wait a minute. Joe, tell us our family password. And at that point, AI stumped, right? Like
that's right.
Yeah, like some sort of silly phrase or something we can tell each other.
Right. I think that's a good idea, and I have thought about doing that with my own family. The only thing I worry about is, luckily, it doesn't really happen that often. Will we remember the code word?
Yeah. Or hang up and let me call you back,
right?
Type thing. That's probably the best, right? I mean, that's what you say essentially with every scam. If you feel like you're being, the electric company, utility company is calling you and saying, hey, we're going to come shut your electric off if you don't pay us the $550 that's overdue. Mm-hmm. Hang up and call them back. Not the number that called you. Actually look up the number to KU or Intercounty or whatever it may be and call them back yourself.
That's exactly right. I mean, and they prey on our emotions.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Hey, coming up April 22nd, Earth Day, and you all have an event that you all are holding. It's a shred day. So people who have maybe those documents that were at one point important, and they have maybe Social Security, bank account numbers, address, prescriptions, whatever it may be, and you want to get rid of them in a safe way. Document destruction. That's coming up Monday, April 22nd. So give us the details on this, Valerie.
Sure. And this goes really nicely into fraud prevention because, like you said, if you have investment statements, bank statements with your account number, your name and address, that would be an easy way for a thief to go dumpster diving, get that information, and then do something nefarious with that. So you need to shred those documents. But we all get a lot of paper, and it's hard to sit there and shred in a home-based shredder one page at a time. So every Earth Day, we have started doing a shred day, and we partner with the Boyle County Public Library so that we have lots of space. We bring Docubit in, which is a document shredding company. They bring their big truck, so you can actually bring boxes of your shredding material and watch them shred that.
Okay.
They will recycle that. that. So it's friendly for the earth. It's friendly for our homes and cleaning things up and making sure things are secure. And then the other thing that we do is kind of in honor of Earth Day is that we ask if people, when they bring their shredding material, if they would like to make a donation to the community garden, then we will gladly accept those and send those on to James Ross at the community garden. Yeah, James the gardener. And so they are in need of herb seeds and vegetable seeds and gardening tools. So it's not an obligation. It's a free event, but if people want to make a donation, we'll accept that.
And a free event for people regardless of where they bank, right?
Exactly. We may convert a few people when they come, but, they don't have to be.
Yes, you come in, you see what Farmers National Bank is doing. Let me learn more about Farmers National Bank. And the convenience of banking at Farmers. I walked into the East Main branch location yesterday. I've said this before, that's my branch. Hey, Joe. Hey, what's going on, Joe? Hey, Mr. Mathis, how you doing? I mean, it's just like they know you, right?
Exactly.
It's that community-type feel. How many locations of Farmers National Bank are there in the area?
I'm going to ask our marketing guy.
Brent knows.
There are 6 in Boyle County, and then surrounding counties there are 12 locations in surrounding county.
Let me see if I can name the Boyle County ones. East Main, Main Street, Perryville Road, Perryville, Junction City, Houstonville Road. Former Reno's location.
Garland, right.
ITMs,
Yeah. What do they call that?
Teller on Demand.
Yeah, that's the Garland Drive location? Is that what it's called? Okay. Nailed it.
Very good. I
I
think you
love
did
it.
better than I could have on
Hey,
that.
look. I got the Farmers National Bank swag, and let me hold it up to the camera here. Look at this, the Farmers National Bank swag. We got it going on. Big Farmers National Bank fans, the Mathis family is, and, of course, the Hometown Radio Network. If you have any questions, Financial Literacy Month, or about the Earth Day shredding event going on at the Boyle County Public Library, again, it's Monday, April 22nd. What's the time on that again?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. Bring your documents out. The safe destruction of those documents, courtesy Farmers National Bank, the Boyle County Public Library, and DocuBit. I believe is the one doing the document destruction. It is 859-236-2926.
You got it.
For any questions, 859-236-2926. Valerie McMahon, a certified financial planner with Farmers National Bank. Valerie, appreciate you being on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
There's that sad music again. That means my time has come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Thursday morning. Hope I made the start to your work day just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with you tomorrow morning, dark and early, on Danville's one-stop shop for local news, local events, and local voices. That's the Joe Show, AM 1230 and the brand new 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Until then, God bless. Have a great, fun, and safe Thursday afternoon. Curtis McPeak's Home Sweet Home leads us home sweet home, and Kentucky Sports Radio coming up next.